On the Rogues Streaming Network, this is Medford Rogues Baseball.
Full swing and a miss, the throw over to second base, and the tag is going to be in time. It's a double play. Strike him out, throw him out. That's hit well. Deep shot, deep right field. That ball is a definite no-doubter.
Rogues Baseball is on the air.
Base running wins games, in my opinion. My philosophy is to create chaos on the base paths.
Rogue Valley, are you ready? Let's send it out to the ballpark. Here is the voice of your Rogues, Brian Welch. It is a picture-perfect Thursday evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. It's the final game of this three-game set between the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues. Hi, everybody. My name is Brian Welch, the Rogue Streaming Network. Happy to have you aboard wherever you may be tuning in. And welcome to the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. Does your pool or hot tub need repairs? Call Awesome Pool Guy, CCB 255-795. Tonight is the final home game of this 2026 campaign. Medford looking to get the brooms out against the West Coast Kings. Medford 26-11 overall in the season, 13-8 in Pacific Empire League action. Rogues last night securing the series of a 16-3 victory against the West Coast Kings. Rogues offense was firing in all cylinders in last night's affair. After giving up a 2 spot in the top half of inning number 1, Rogues played at 2 runs in the second, 2 runs in the third, and putting up a 6 spot in the home half of inning number 4. Rogues offense was on cylinders, firing all cylinders last night. And you think about what the Rogues did in that home half of the 4th, sending 11 guys to the dish and plating 6 runs, a big 2-run double off the bat of Kean Sanchez, the highlight of the inning, and as well as a 2-run single off the bat of Anthony Thomas Jr. You think about what the Rogues offense has done so far in the last 2 games. The Rogues have played at over 28 runs, and they look to keep the offense moving in the series finale. Rogues look to get the brooms out against the West Coast Kings tonight at Harry and David Field. The Rogues pitching staff looked pretty good last night as well. Tristan Ainsworth went 5 innings on the hill, issued 2 walks, but struck out 4 West Coast Kings batters. It was Herman Luna, Ethan Swenson, Des Rawls, and Josh Rodriguez out of the pen, each having an inning on the hill. And the Rogues found a way to quiet the bats of the West Coast Kings. The West Coast Kings looking for a little bit more offense in this series finale in the Rogue Valley. Let's take a look at the opposition. It is the West Coast Kings, 20-21 overall on the season, 7-16 in Pacific Empire League action. And we talked a little bit about it a little bit ago. This is the West Coast Kings squad that only played at 2 runs in the top half of inning number 1. And you think about what they've done so far in this series. In the first inning alone, the West Coast Kings have played at 6 runs in those 2 games, 4 runs across in the top half of inning number 1 on Tuesday, and they put up a 2 spot in the top half of inning number 1 yesterday. So this is a Rogue squad definitely trying to find a way to put a goose egg on the board in the top half of inning number 1 defensively. It's Medford and the West Coast Kings' 5th and final meeting of this 2026 campaign. The Rogues have their final home game of this 2026 campaign, and it is Host Family Appreciation Night at the ballpark, but more importantly, it is the final Thirsty Thursday at the ballpark as well. It is a glacier blue sky Thursday evening in Southern Oregon. Wind is, of course, blowing into right field as always. It's the Rogues and the West Coast Kings doing battle on this Thursday evening. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard and as well as the standings. That's brought to you by our good friends at Kramer Cabinets. Take a look at the standings. It's Healdsburg atop the league. They are 18-6 overall in the season. Medford moves to 13-8 overall in league action. Lincoln drops to 14-9, but they got the win last night on a walk-off in the home half of inning number 9. They are in 3rd place. Humboldt is 11-11 overall on the season. West Coast Kings 7-16, and the Solano Mudcats are 5-17. So tonight in the Pacific Empire League, there's only 2 games going on. 1 game besides ours. It's the Solano Mudcats and the Lincoln Potters, and we have to be Solano Mudcat fans for tonight's game, because if Solano wins, that would put Lincoln 14-10 in Pacific Empire League action. So the Mudcats and the Potters will do battle. That will be happening at around 6:35 p.m. down the road at McBean Park in Lincoln, California. Glacier blue skies on this Thursday evening in the Rogue Valley. Final home game of this 2026 campaign. Take a look at the starting pitchers for tonight's matchup between the Rogues and the West Coast Kings. Going for the Kings, it is Brady Spencer. Brady Spencer, a guy who got a relief outing yesterday on the hill for the West Coast Kings. He gets the start for the Kings tonight. This is a guy that has a fastball, cutter, slider, and a 12-6 curveball. He has that 4-pitch mix to his arsenal. Has that fastball, the cutter, the slider, and the 12-6 curveball for his pitch arsenal for tonight. And countering for the Rogues, a guy that we've heard a lot about throughout the whole entire season, a guy you usually see in the infield, does have a couple of appearances in at 2026, but Jaden Neugebauer gets the ball for the first time in 2026, gets his first start of this 2026 campaign. So it's Jaden Neugebauer for the Rogues and Brady Spencer for the West Coast Kings. Once again, welcome to the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. I was able to sit down with the guy we talked to in the beginning part of the season for opening night 2026 all the way back in May. We get to hear from Jackson Rosenthal, plus we go one-on-one with head coach Kevin Olmstead. It is a beautiful Thursday evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Glacier blue skies overhead. Temperatures in the upper 90s, but it's a comfortable evening at the ballpark, and it's the final time at home in this regular season. Rogues going to try to get themselves a playoff berth. That will be hopefully next week. Rogues will probably have a home game next week if they take care of business tonight, and they take care of business over the weekend in the Redwood Curtain at the Arcata Ballpark. Final game of this 3-game set between the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues happens at 6:35 p.m. Get your tickets at medfordroguesbaseball.simpletix.com to see the Rogues play at home for the final time in this regular season. Final game of this 3-game set between the West Coast Kings and the Rogues happening at 6:35 p.m. More of the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show happens right after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Green CN Medford Airport at roguegreencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. Welcome back to the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. It's time to get ready. This is our Rogues Player Spotlight, our final home game edition of the Rogues Player Spotlight. We got to hear from him during opening night 2026. Our guest today is the Ashland native, Jackson Rosenthal. Jackson, how are you?
I'm good, Bri. How are you?
I'm doing well, my friend. It's the final home game of the regular season. It just feels like yesterday was opening day. Why does the summers always go by fast?
I think you're just having too much fun in the summer, man. It goes by in the blink of an eye, essentially.
And this is your first year in the Rogue Valley. This is your first time playing for the Rogues. And we talked about this a little bit for opening night 2026 back in May, about what it meant to you to be on this team, a guy that you went to a lot of games when growing up. What was the summer like being a Rogue this year?
It was awesome. I'm super grateful for all the experiences I've had, all the people I've met, and everybody who's helped me become a better baseball player this summer. It's been a lot of fun, especially I want to shout out Josh Rodriguez too. Yeah, it's been great. A lot of fun. Went on some fun road trips, hanging out with the guys. Wouldn't trade it for anything.
Rogues go back on the road for the final 3 road games of the regular season against the Humboldt Crabs, but they have the final game of this 3-game set against the West Coast Kings tonight at 6:35 p.m. But this team played a lot of home games this year. Do you have a favorite memory while playing at home?
Ooh, that's a great question. I'd say probably the walk-off against the Prune Packers. That was pretty good. It was a fun game, even though I didn't play my best that game, but it ended out great for the team.
That is a definite memory from this 2026 campaign. And we talked about this a little bit when we had you on for the first episode for the Rogues Player Spotlight back in May about what you wanted to work on this summer. Do you think you achieved your goals this summer?
Yeah, I think I said something along the lines of I want to hit for some more power, try and get my bat speed up essentially, and I think I did. I feel like I'm swinging the bat harder, have some more juice essentially, putting balls in gaps more frequently. So I'd say I achieved most of my goals, yeah.
And we talked about all the memories about you being at the ballpark when you were growing up, and now we talked about that full circle moment all the way back in May. We talked about this a little bit throughout the whole entire summer. Has that been a full circle moment, you signing autographs to the kids after the games?
Yeah, it's super weird for sure. I don't feel like I deserve any of that because I remember being the kid and asking the players for autographs, but it's been cool. It's been a lot of fun. I try and be as polite as possible, get everybody that I can while still doing all my field jobs.
And you made the announcement that you'll be going to Hawaii Pacific in the fall. You'll be pursuing your academic and athletic career on the island. So what's the one thing that you have to bring from Ashland, Oregon to Hawaii besides your baseball glove and bat?
Oh, I'm bringing my golf clubs for sure. A lot of good golf courses down there. Me and my dad have already been planning on playing a couple.
And so what is that one thing that you're going to have to adjust to island living come in the next couple of weeks?
Oof. I don't know, probably island time. I've heard that saying before. Things are a little slower on the island because everybody enjoys it a little bit more, takes it all in. So I'd say probably that.
And we talked about this, about you being able to be with the Rogues the first time in your playing career and being able to go to Hawaii Pacific, but also you learned a lot of lessons at Lassen College, learned a lot of lessons playing for Frank. What did you learn about yourself playing for the Rogues this summer?
I learned that I'm a competitor in any environment, and it doesn't really matter where I'm playing. Like I'm going to be the same person every day, show up to the field and try and have a good attitude no matter what.
And this has been a very special group to watch and be able to be around throughout this whole entire summer season. What's it been like being in this clubhouse with these guys?
Yeah, it's been great. I've said it multiple times before, but it's a fun group of guys, good team chemistry. Everybody likes each other. We have a good time, though.
And there's still a lot of opportunities for this team to go to the postseason. You got to take care of business this week. What would a postseason berth mean to the Rogue Valley?
It'll be awesome. I'm excited to see this place. Like the 4th of July, everybody's packed. A bunch of people here. Just come support us. It would be great. I mean, I personally don't think I've ever been to a Rogues playoff game, so it would be a new experience for me.
I know that your family's always at the games. You want to give them a shout-out?
Yeah, shout-out Dad, shout-out Mom. She comes when she can. Dad's here almost every night. But, yeah, they're always supporting me. They made this possible, so shout-out them both.
That's well said, my friend. One more thing before I let you go on the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. We talked about your gas station order, where you want to get the gas station before the game. Has that changed, or did we add something new throughout the summer?
No, pretty much the same. It's usually Gatorade, sunflower seeds, and maybe an energy drink. It's pretty much the same. So, no.
Well, that's good to hear, my friend. Jackson, thank you so much for hopping on the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. Good luck out there tonight, and have a great rest of the summer.
Yeah, thank you, Brian.
That is our Rogues Player Spotlight. Jackson Rosenthal joining us on the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. When we come right back after this, we go one-on-one with head coach Kevin Olmstead. It is the final home game of this 2026 campaign. Final game of this 3-game set between the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues. More of the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show right after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. We are getting closer to first pitch between the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues, final home game of this 2026 campaign. It's time to go to one-on-one with the coach, Kevin Olmstead. Coach, how are you? Happy Thirsty Thursday.
Oh, Brian, you're breaking my heart. Final home game? Jeez, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Coach. Coach, I mean, we talked about a little bit last week. We talked a little bit about it on the air. The season goes by in a blink of an eye. We heard from Jackson a little bit earlier about why the summer goes by in a blink of an eye. But from the coaching perspective, why does the season go by in a blink of an eye?
Yeah, I don't know, man. In my coaching career, I always think seasons go by too fast. Even in spring season, it starts in January, then all of a sudden it's done in May, and so I don't know. I think it's just the group that we had. It's such a good, close group, and we had so much fun together. We've won a lot of baseball games. I think we're 28-11 right now. We just did such a good job this summer with everybody all across the board, and so that's why I think it went by fast.
In the last couple of games, the offense has been the operative word. 28 runs across in those 2 games. The offense able to find its footing after that tough road trip.
Yeah, good time to get hot. Hopefully this sticks for tonight, and then going into Humboldt. And so yeah, they've been dialed in. They've been doing a really good job.
And think about the pitching staff in the last couple of nights. Preston Daniels had a great outing on the hill on Tuesday night, and Tristan Ainsworth had a great time on the hill last night. The pitching staff's finding its own in this final week of the regular season.
Yeah, and it's at this point in the summer where pitchers do start to deflate, and they start to get tired, and they start to shut down. And so with our guys, we're just asking for one more good week. Daniels is coming; he's stepping up big time. He might have just got himself a new start for this weekend. A couple of other guys are stepping up really well. So I'm excited for them. I'm excited for them to just grind this one out.
It is the final home game of the regular season, and during batting practice, I took BP. From the coaching perspective, what did you think about how I took BP today?
A+. Your eye-hand coordination is just impeccable. It was very impressive. I think you hit, 3 home runs out?
I think it was 4, but to each his own. That more importantly, it's a lot of fun to be able to be with this group throughout the whole entire summer. But it is the final home game of the regular season. Do you have a favorite memory at being at home this summer?
I think it's just seeing my parents, my family come to the games and always supporting me. They've been to probably 10-ish games this summer, and so just seeing them in the stands, that I didn't get that a lot as a player. They weren't fortunate enough to see me play in Nebraska and, all those places that I played at. So watching them or seeing them support me, that's something special, and I'll hold on with for the rest of my life.
And this season's not over yet. You have 3 games at Humboldt, then a possible playoff berth, and that's we'll talk about that right now. And last night, Lincoln winning and taking care of business of Healdsburg definitely threw a problem into the plan for this week. The ultimate goal is to go 5-1 this week, correct?
Yeah, what fun is that going to be, right? This is going to be a lot of fun this last few games. For standing wise, we're truly thinking about this game. That's this game only. But if you want to look at the rest of the season, we do need to win tonight, and we need to take 2 out of 3 on the road against the Crabs. So, we're excited for it. The guys are up for the challenge, and of course this would happen. The adversity hits. So how are you going to respond to it?
And the pitching staff has done a pretty good job this week, and Jaden Neugebauer gets the turn on the hill tonight. What do you want to see from Jaden when he gets the start?
Yeah, just throwing strikes, competing in the zone. We've had I think 6 games in a row where we've given up runs in the first inning, so we're trying to look for a clean inning to start off the game. And so Neugebauer is such a big competitor. He's a really good pitcher, and so we're excited to see what he has for his first start on the bump this summer.
And in the last couple of games, it's been the Kings that have answered back. They've answered first, and the Rogues answer back in a hurry. What do you like about how this team's able to respond after facing adversity in the early going?
Yeah, they don't freak out. They say, so what? All right, here we go. Let's get the bats going. And they've done that the last couple nights. And so I'm proud of them. I hope they go in tonight. Instead of them scoring a couple runs in the first, we just throw a 0 there, and then we score a few runs in the first. So we'll see what happens.
This is the final home game of the regular season. It's not just the coaches, the players, and not even the broadcaster, but it takes a whole village to run what Harry and David Field is. You want to give a shout-out to everybody that makes a difference here at the ballpark throughout the whole entire summer?
Oh, gosh, yes. This entire staff, this entire organization, we're family, and so everybody has everybody's back, you know, from the ownership to, you know, Dave May being the owner to the lowest employee, which is probably me, you know. And so with that, I can't thank this staff enough. Without everyone's help, this is a dream come true for me. This dream wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for everybody involved. And so I'm just so grateful and privileged that I'm able to be a part of that, you know, family environment here in Medford.
And Coach, that is well said. And we talked about it a little bit earlier, but you hinted about it. Keys to victory for tonight?
Yeah, just having fun and competing like we've been doing, and then good things will happen to us.
Coach, always a pleasure, my friend. Enjoy the moment tonight, and I'll see you after the game.
Absolutely. Go Rogues.
That's head coach Kevin Olmstead joining us on the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. When we come right back after this, we have lineups and first pitch. Final home game of this 2026 regular season. Can the Rogues get the brooms out against the West Coast Kings? We shall see. 6:35 first pitch. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Check out our newest location, our Take and Bake food trailer in Eagle Point. Locally owned and operated, Figaro supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues baseball. Rogreen CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogreen CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogreen CN Medford Airport at rogreencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
Planning to move? Choose Pods, the most awarded container moving company. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Pods brings the container to you. Keep it as long as you like and pack at your own pace. When you're ready, we'll take it to your new home or store it at a secure Pod storage center until you need it. And best of all, you don't have to do the driving. Trust Pods with your next move. Book at pods.com today.
Discover the Life Plan community in the heart of the Rogue Valley. Here, your days are filled with opportunities to express yourself, engage your mind and body, and share your life with great new friends. You can connect, grow, and thrive. Our Hilltop location is near world-class vineyards, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and the Brit Music and Arts Festival. Rogue Valley Manor, Southern Oregon's premier Life Plan community.
It is a picture-perfect Thursday evening in the Rogue Valley. Final home game of this 2026 regular season. Medford looks to get the brooms out against the West Coast Kings. Hi, everybody. My name is Brian Welch. Happy to have you aboard wherever you may be tuning in. First pitch is right around the corner. It is the final home game of this 2026 campaign, as well as Thirsty Thursday and also Fan Appreciation Week at the ballpark. But more importantly, it is host family night. I was just downstairs, and my host mom, Angela Beeks, threw out the first pitch to me. All the players and all the host families were out there throwing out the first pitch. A great tradition at Harry and David Field. It's game 3 of 3 between the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues. Rogues offense has been firing on all cylinders. 28 runs across in this part of this the 3-game set, the 2 previous games earlier this week. And the Rogues look to try to get the brooms out, but you got to play baseball. Listen it down to the public address announcer, Greg Roberts, for the play of the national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The crowd is fired up for this final home game of the 2026 campaign. Before we give you the starting lineup, we got the 2 most important words in baseball, and our on-field host, Jake, has it. Let's send it down to Jake, the 2 most important words in baseball.
Successful real estate move starts with the right agent. Rachel White with HomeQuest Realty is ready to help with all of your real estate needs. Call Rachel White at 541-951.
And they're still doing the read, but more importantly, let's see what. Send it down to Jake. Still waiting, but more importantly, 2 most important words in baseball. And we're still waiting.
All right, we got kids
There we
on
go.
the field.
There's Jake.
We got Abigail, James, Cameron, Wyatt, and Lyric with the 2 most important words in baseball.
And now we're ready to go on this Thursday evening in the Rogue Valley. Final game of this 3-game set between the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues. Let's give you the starting lineup for the West Coast Kings, led by head coach Kyle Gross. The West Coast Kings 20-21 overall in the season, 7-16 in Pacific Empire League action. Van lead off is the left footer John Bullock. In the 2 spot is the right footer Blake Porter. In the 3 hole is the center footer Miles Clayton. Batting cleanup and doing the catching tonight is Wyatt Miyamoto. At the third baseman tonight is Jim McNeven. He's the 5 hitter. Tyrus Voigt is at first base tonight. He is the 6 hole hitter. Zach Altamura is the shortstop tonight. He is batting 7th. Josh Buffalo is the DH man tonight. He's batting 8th. And EJ Cord is the second baseman tonight. He is batting in the 9 spot. It's Bullock, Porter, Clayton, Miyamoto, McNeven, Voigt, Altamura, Buffalo, and Cord. West Coast Kings 20-21 overall on the season, 7-16 in Pacific Empire League action, and they see Jaden Neugebauer for the first time this evening. Jaden Neugebauer, guy has been a reliever, but gets his first start at 2026, 9 1/3 innings pitched, ERA of 1.93, no wins, no losses, no saves, and has appeared in 6 innings. West Coast Kings in their gray jerseys, white pants. Rogues in their red, white, and blues, and the white pants. It's 325 down the lines in left and right field, 400 in straightaway center, 407 in the gaps in left and right center. And for the first pitch for the last time at Harry and David Field in the Rogue Valley. First pitch, fastball finds the inside corner, strike one. We're underway at 6:39 p.m. Blue skies overhead. Swing and a miss, strike two on the slider. No balls and 2 strikes. You heard from head coach Kevin Olmstead touch on this in our one-on-one conversation, emphasizing that you got to find a way to get a big goose egg defensively in this part of the inning. 0-2, it's called strike 3 on the outside corner. That's how you begin this Thirsty Thursday at the ballpark. John Bullock down on strikes. First strikeout victim for Jaden Neugebauer this evening. The young man from Chico, California is pitching well so far. I know his whole family and his girlfriend Bella listening back home in Northern California. Bases empty, 1 out. We are in the row to first. Here's the right-handed batter, Blake Porter. Just getting underway in the row to first. Give you that defense right after this first pitch from Jay Neugebauer. Sets up on that first base side. First pitch. Fastball finds the outside corner. Strike one. Around the horn from third to first for the Rogues, it's Sanchez, Macy, Finney, and Flores. In the outfield from left to right, it's Walsh, Saito, and Grabiel. Chris Ortiz does the catching tonight. Strike one pitch, misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Blake Porter, the right-handed batter for the West Coast Kings this season, a .286 hitter in the summer. Porter has had 5 home runs so far this season. 1-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. Good fastball by Jaden Neugebauer. Loses the hat in the process. Ahead 1 ball and 2 strikes. Infield is playing deep for the Rogues. Outfield playing deep and straight away. Kind of a hot one at the ballpark this evening, but Jaden Neugebauer has been finding ways to capitalize. 1-2, chopper to the first base side. Chance Flores, the first baseman. Actually, Jaden Neugebauer scoops it up and speeds to the pillow himself for the second out of the inning. 1 unassisted for the second out of the frame. 2 up and 2 down in the row to first. No score between the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues. Here's the center fielder for the West Coast Kings, Miles Clayton, the left-handed batter. Clayton has been in the lineup for the past couple of games, in the lineup for the 3rd game in this series, has reached on base 4 times in 2 games. 2 times on Tuesday, 2 times yesterday. First pitch, fastball, finds the outside corner. Good fastball by Jaden Neugebauer. You like the opportunity that Jaden Neugebauer has in his first start in 2026. Works pretty quickly on the hill. The strike 1 pitch. Swing and a miss on the curveball. Quickly in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Gets back in as the lefty, Miles Clayton. 0-2 home. Swing and a miss on the slider. Second punch out for Jaden Neugebauer, and the side is retired. It was a throw over to first base to solidify the strikeout, but the Rogues send the Kings in order 1-2-3 in the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We head to the home half of inning number 1 right after this. West Coast Kings nothing. Medford coming up on a beautiful Thursday evening in the Rogue Valley. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
Discover the Life Plan community in the heart of the Rogue Valley. Here, your days are filled with opportunities to express yourself, engage your mind and body, and share your life with great new friends. You can connect, grow, and thrive. Our hilltop location is near world-class vineyards, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and the Brit Music and Arts Festival. Rogue Valley Manor, Southern Oregon's premier Life Plan community.
West Coast Kings nothing. Medford coming up for the first time on this Thursday evening in the Rogue Valley. Brian Woods back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. Let's give you that story and lineup for the Rogues, led by head coach Kevin Olmstead. Medford 26-11 overall in the season, 13-8 in Pacific Empire League action. Batting lead off is the center fielder Evan Saito, and the 2 spot is a DH man. Our Rogues player spotlight tonight, Jackson Rosenthal. In the 3 hole is the shortstop Logan Macy. The cleanup man is the third baseman Kian Sanchez. Chris Ortiz does the catching. He's the 5-hitter. Jonathan Walsh is patrolling left field. He is batting 6th. Chance Flores is at first base tonight. He's the 7-hole hitter. Diego Grabiel is patrolling right field tonight. He is batting in the 8th spot. And Travis Finney is at second base tonight, and he is the 9-hitter. So it's Saito, Rosenthal, Macy, Sanchez, Ortiz, Walsh, Flores, Grabiel, and Travis Finney. Medford 26-11 overall in the season, 13-8 in Pacific Empire League action. If the Rogues win tonight, makes it a little bit easier heading to the road into the Redwood Curtain tomorrow for the first of a 3-game set against the Humboldt Crabs. That will happen tomorrow night, and that will conclude on Sunday afternoon. Evan Saito digs in. The right-handed batter goes to work. Infield is playing deep for the West Coast Kings. Outfield playing deep and straight away. The starting pitcher tonight for the West Coast Kings, a guy that's familiar to the Rogue Valley. First pitch breaking ball finds the inside corner. Strike 1. Brady Spencer was on the hill yesterday. He was in relief. Brady Spencer, the Northern California guy. Saito this season for the Rogues. 345 hitter so far in the summer. Strike 1 pitch. And he did not go on it, says the home plate umpire Chris Bevan. He's calling the balls and strikes. Tim Barrett's at first base, and Harvey Maxey is at third base. 1 ball and 1 strike. And it was Brady Spencer was in relief in the earlier series this season. 0-2 pitch, rather, fouls it off to the screen. To the right side, still no balls and 2 strikes. Brady Spencer on the hill for the West Coast Kings. Spencer, the southpaw out of Santa Cruz, California, went to SoCal High School. S-O-Q-U-E-L. Went to Cabrillo College, then the transfer by way of Cabrillo College. Went to Westmont College after his time. 0-2 pitch, pops that up in the air. Right side of the infield, the first baseman Voigt calling everybody off, and he snares it for the first out of the inning. Evan Saito pops out to the first baseman, Tyrus Voigt, for the first out of the frame. Base is empty, 1 out. We are in the home first. Scoreless between the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues. Here's the DH man for the Rogues, Jackson Rosenthal, the left-handed batter. Let's give you the defenses backing up the starter, Brady Spencer, for the West Coast Kings. Around the horn from third to first, it's McNeven, Altamura, Cord, and Voigt. In the outfield from left to right, it's Bullock, Clayton, and Porter. Wyatt Miyamoto does the catching for the West Coast Kings. First one comes home from Brady Spencer. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. I was talking with head coach Kyle Gross a little bit before first pitch. We were talking about last year's run in the Pacific Empire League. West Coast Kings playing spoilers at McBean Park against Lincoln. That win against the Potters eliminated the Potters' opportunity to go to the postseason and open the door to the Humboldt Crabs. Strike 1 pitch, misses up and out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jackson Rosenthal this season, a 341 hitter, 3 doubles, no triples. 1 round tripper so far in 2026. Right against left, Spencer sets up on that first base side of the rubber. Ball and a strike, misses outside it. 2-1 to Jackson Rosenthal. Great insight with Jackson Rosenthal earlier today in our Rogues Player Spotlight. Always a great conversation with Jackson. Also pick his brain about being a first-time Rogue, a guy who went to games when he grew up here, a guy who bleeds true Rogue Valley. 2-1, fastball finds the outside corner, and the count squares up. Logan Macy waits on deck. The lefty Jackson Rosenthal climbs out of the batter's box, gets back in. Wind is howling into right field, 10 to 15 miles per hour. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chops it foul, first base side. We'll do it again. Heard from Jackson Rosenthal talking about one of his favorite memories this season, that walk-off one against Healdsburg. That was electric. The crowd was electric that night. Crowd is filing in. Good crowd on hand for the final regular season home game of this 2026 campaign. Rosenthal trying to get aboard. Wait to the two from Brady Spencer. Slider misses outside, and the count fills. Jackson gets out of the batter's box, climbs back in. Right fielder of Miles Clayton playing way into right center. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch from Spencer. 3-2, fouls it off left side. We'll do it again. Jackson steps out of the batter's box, walks around. Gets back in the batter's box. Count is still full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. McNeven, the third baseman, playing off the bag at third. Count is full in the pitch. 3-2 breaking ball, called strike 3 on the outside corner. Jackson Rosenthal down on strikes. First strikeout victim for Brady Spencer this evening. 2 up and 2 down in the home first. No score between the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues. Here's a shortstop for the Rogues, Logan Macy. Macy, the right-handed batter, battling the righty Brady Spencer. Beautiful evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Blue skies overhead. Not a cloud in sight. Just perfect baseball weather. Final home game of this 2026 campaign. First one. Breaking ball and hits the batter. Miyamoto has to track that one down. It is called a strike. No balls and 1 strike to Logan Macy. Logan Macy this season, a .316 hitter. Three doubles, 1 triple, 2 round trippers so far in 2026. No balls and 1 strike, and the pitch. Slider. And did he go around on it? Check swing, and he did go around on it, says the first base umpire, Tim Barrett. Quickly in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes is Logan Macy. Macy gets out of the batter's box. The right-handed batter taking on the righty Brady Spencer. Spencer sets up on that third base side of the rubber. The Santa Cruz, California native. Head 0-2. And the pitch. Fastball called strike 3 on the outside corner with the fastball. Logan Macy's down on strikes, and that is the third and final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Rogues go in order 1, 2, 3. No score between the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues after 1. Top half of inning number 2 we go. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Planning to move? Choose Pods, the most awarded container moving company. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Pods brings the container to you. Keep it as long as you like and pack at your own pace. When you're ready, we'll take it to your new home or store it at a secure Pod storage center until you need it. And best of all, you don't have to do the driving. Trust Pods with your next move. Book at pods.com today.
Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. West Coast Kings nothing, Medford nothing. Top half of inning number 2 from Harry and David Field. Brian Welch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. Rogues going in order 1, 2, 3 in the home half of the first. West Coast Kings going in order in the top of the first. 1, 2, 3. We might have a pitching duel on our hands after the first inning, but Jaden Neugebauer has looked pretty good so far on the hill. Gets his second inning on the bump. Faces 4, 5, and 6 in the West Coast Kings batting order. Here's the catcher Wyatt Miyamoto, the right-handed batter. Digs in for his first trip of the evening. Infield is playing deep for the Rogues. First offering comes home from Jaden Neugebauer. First pitch, breaking ball, drops into the top third for a strike. No balls, 1 strike. Wyatt Miyamoto this season for the West Coast Kings. Miyamoto's been swinging a pretty good stick so far for the Kings. 0-1, misses low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Miyamoto, a .279 hitter, 4 home runs, has 4 doubles to his credit. Chopper up the middle, takes an all hop as a shortstop Logan Macy scoops it up. The throw to first base on the money for out number 1. 6-3 on the ground out for the first out of the inning. Bases empty, 1 out. We are in the top half of inning number 2. Here's the 5-hitter for the Kings, Jim McAniven, the third baseman. Also another right-handed batter in the lineup for the West Coast Kings. Infield is playing deep for the Rogues. Outfield playing deep and straight away. Evan Saito just playing a step into right center. First pitch, fastball misses up and in. 1 ball, no strikes. One out, finds the bottom third. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jim McAniven has been in the lineup throughout the whole entire series. Was in the 3 spot yesterday. Did reach on an air in the first inning. 1-1. Hits that in the air. Left field. Going back is Jonathan Walsh. Makes the grab with the one-hand grab for out number 2. McNiven flies out the right field for the second out of the inning. 2 up and 2 down in the road second. Scoreless between the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues. Here's the first baseman for the Kings, Tyrus Voigt. Another right-handed batter in this lineup for the West Coast Kings, still taking on the righty Jaden Neugebauer. I know his family's listening back home in the Chico area. Jaden sets up on that first base side of the rubber, fires the first pitch. Breaking ball finds the top third, strike 1. Nasty pitch by Jaden Neugebauer. You like that fastball, you like that breaking ball. Has looked pretty good so far tonight. Strike 1 pitch. Fastball fouled off, right side, goes out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. Tyrus Voigt this season, a .357 hitter. Has 1 home run so far, 1 double to his credit. Altamuro waits on deck for the Kings, the 0-2. Fastball up and in, 1-2. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss on the curveball. Tyrus Voigt down on strikes. 3rd strikeout victim for Jaden Neugebauer this evening. 6 up and 6 down so far tonight. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. And the West Coast Kings go in order 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom half of inning number 2 right after this. Due up for the Rogues, Kean Sanchez, Chris Ortiz, and Jonathan Walsh. West Coast Kings nothing, Medford nothing. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. After the game is over, are you looking for more Medford Rogues content? Plank Talk is the official podcast of the Medford Rogues. Hi, this is Brian Welch, the voice of your Rogues. Join me every week as we talk with the players, front office staff, and special guests along the way. Plank Talk drops every week during the season on the same channel you watch the Rogues. We will see you for Plank Talk. As always, go Rogues. Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Green CN Medford Airport at roguegreencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Check out our newest location, our Take and Bake food trailer in Eagle Point. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. go from Harry and David Field Run, which back with you on the Rogues Streaming Network. Rogues send 4, 5, and 6 due up. First pitch to the leadoff man, Kian Sanchez, finds the bottom, third strike one. Kian Sanchez leads off the inning, followed by his college teammate and best friend, Chris Ortiz. Jonathan Walsh follows after that, taking on Brady Spencer for the first time this evening. Kian Sanchez, the right-handed batter, taking on the righty, Brady Spencer. Strike one pitch comes home. Breaking ball, pulls to the left side, can't make the play as a third baseman, McNeven, and Kian Sanchez aboard with a lead-off single. First hit of the evening goes to the Rogues. Like the hit there by Kian Sanchez, a slow roller toward third. It went through the legs of McNeven into left field, and the Rogues have their first base runner on this evening. So 1 on, nobody out. No score between the West Coast Kings and the Rogues. Here's the catcher, Chris Ortiz, tonight. Rogues offense, a little bit, could not find its footing in the first inning. Went 1, 2, 3, struck out a pair of times at the hands of Brady Spencer. Small lead for Kian Sanchez at first base. First offering. Breaking ball. Misses upstairs. 1 ball. No strikes. Chris Ortiz this season for the Rogues. Guy who's been fun to watch. A .349 hitter so far in 2026. 5 doubles, 1 triple, 2 round trippers so far this season. Ball and no strikes upcoming. And the pitch. 1-0, tomahawks it foul down the left field line. Goes out of play. A ball and a strike. Chris gets out of the batter's box. The right-handed batter taking on the righty, Brady Spencer. Small lead for Kian Sanchez at first base. 1 ball, 1 strike. Breaking ball. Misses up. 2-1 to the righty, Chris Ortiz. Think about me catching the first pitch earlier. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the delivery. Breaking ball hits Chris Ortiz. And Chris Ortiz takes first. Puts runners at first and second. So a single off the bat of Kian Sanchez, and Chris Ortiz getting hit by a pitch, puts 2 on and nobody out. We are in the home second, no score between the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues. Here's the left fielder, Jonathan Walsh. Rogues offense has had its moments so far tonight. Can they get the first run across this evening in this final game of this 3-game set? Rogues looking to get the brooms out in the final home game of this 2026 campaign. Runners at first and second. Kian Sanchez at second base. Chris Ortiz at first base. First pitch from Brady Spencer. First pitch, chopper to the left side. McNeven, the third baseman, takes on a hop, bobbles the ball, and he can't make the throw over to first base. Jonathan Walsh aboard. A definite E5 loads the bases. So a single off the bat of Kian Sanchez. Chris Ortiz hit by a pitch. Jonathan Walsh reaches on an air. Bases loaded. Nobody out. We are in the home second. No score between the West Coast Kings and the Rogues. Here's the first baseman, Chance Flores. 4th batter to be in this inning. And this is a crucial inning right now to set the tone for tonight. Spencer starting to have the water boil up on him. Sets up on that third base side, the rubber. Fires the first one home. Fastball, chopper to the left side. Altamura picks it up, underhands it over second for 1. The throw over to first base to Cord. And it's a 6-4-3 twin killing. A run does score, and the Rogues strike first for the first time in this series. The Rogues lead at 1-0 against the West Coast Kings. So that advances Chris Ortiz to third base. So 6-4-3 on the twin killing. Drives in a run. Sanchez scores from third. Chris Ortiz goes to third base. Here's the right fielder for the Rogues, the left-handed batter, Diego Grabiel. Medford 1, West Coast Kings 0. We are on the bottom of 2. Final game of this 3-game set. Spencer sets up on that third base side of the rubber. First pitch bounces away from the catcher, Miyamoto. And Chris Ortiz wanted to steal home, but slipped a bit, but got back to the bag at third base. Good recovery by Miyamoto to track that one down. That ball got past it even further. That's a definite run that would score. But 1 ball and no strikes to the lefty. 1-0 to the lefty. Breaking ball. Pours in for a strike on the top third. A ball and a strike. A ball and a strike upcoming. And the pitch. 1-1, hits down the air, center field, tracking it down as Clayton goes to his left, makes the one-hand grab for out number 3, and the inning comes to a close. 1 run comes across on 1 hit, 1 error committed by the West Coast Kings, and 1 left-stranded. Chris Ortiz left on at third base. We have played 2 in the Rogue Valley. Medford has the early lead. It's a 1-0 lead for the Rogues against the West Coast Kings. Third inning coming up right after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Green CN Medford Airport at roguegreencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. It's a 1-0 lead for the Medford Rogues against the West Coast Kings. Top half of inning number 3 we go from Harry and David Field. Happy to have you aboard wherever you may be tuning in. My name is Brian Welch of the Rogue Streaming Network. Happy to have you aboard wherever you may be tuning in. Bottom third of the order due up for the West Coast Kings. First pitch, slider finds the outside corner, strike 1 to the 7-hitter Zach Altamura. Zach Altamura leads off the inning, followed by Josh Buffalo and E.J. Cord. Infield is playing deep for the Rogues. Outfield playing deep and straight away. 6 up and 6 down to begin the game for Jaden Neugebauer. Strike 1 pitch, breaking ball, misses up and in. 1 ball and a strike. Zach Altamura at the dish for the West Coast Kings. Altamura has been in the lineup in one shape or another in this whole entire series. Only a 192 hitter in the summer. 1-1. Swing and a miss on the fastball. Strike 2. 3 strikeouts so far for Jaden Neugebauer so far this evening. From head coach Kevin Olmstead about what he wanted to see from Jaden tonight. 1-2, breaking ball, called strike 3 on the top third. 4th punch out so far this evening for Jaden Neugebauer.
Designated hitter number 24, Josh Buffalo.
Base is empty, 1 out. We are in the road to third. 1-0 lead for the Medford Rogues against the West Coast Kings. Here's the DH man, Josh Buffalo. His first time by this evening. Buffalo was in the late part of yesterday's game. First pitch, fastball, dots the inside corner, strike 1. And the question is, multiple times Jaden Neugebauer has lost his hat in the process. Puts the hat back on, gets ready to go back to work, sets up on that first base side of the rubber. Strike 1 pitch upcoming. Fastball misses up and in. A ball and a strike. Buffalo, the right-handed batter, gets out of the batter's box. Buffalo this season a .318 hitter in the summer. Has 1 double to his name so far this season. 1-1 breaking ball, finds the top third, strike 2. Nasty pitching by Jaden Neugebauer. That breaking ball has been on point so far this evening. We got Lucas listening from Lincoln. Shout out to him. He's commenting on our video chat, on our YouTube chat tonight. 1-2. Ground ball to the right side. Travis Finney scoops it up at second base. A throw to first base in time for out number 2. 4-3 on the ground out for the second out of the inning. 2 up and 2 down in the road to third. 1-0 lead for Medford against the West Coast Kings. Here's the second baseman, E.J. Cord, the right-handed batter who's been in both series in the Rogue Valley for the West Coast Kings. Played a big part in that first 2-game set in the late part of June. Was a part of the controversy with the Thorhammer incident. First offering from Jan Neugebauer. Fastball misses low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. E.J. Cord at the dish for the West Coast Kings this season. A .291 hitter. Has gone deep twice. 7 doubles to his name. 1-0. Fouls it off third base side. A ball and a strike. Perfect evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Glacier blue skies overhead. Not a cloud in sight. Just a postcard evening in Medford. 1-1. Swinging and fouls it off down the first base side. Did say he was hit by the pitch, so E.J. Cord takes his base with honor. So he extends the inning. So E.J. Cord gets aboard. First base runner on for the West Coast Kings this evening. 1 on, 1 out. We are 1 on, 2 outs rather. We are on the top of 3. 1-0 lead for Medford against the West Coast Kings. We turn the lineup card back up to John Bullock. 0 for 1 so far this evening. Jan Neugebauer glances over at first base. Medium-sized lead. Chance Flores holding the runner. First pitch. Fastball misses low and in. 1 ball, no strikes. And you think about what the West Coast Kings have done so far this season. Only have had 42 stolen bases. A team that's not their cup of tea to steal bases. Chance Flores holding the runner at first base. 1-0 pitch. Fastball fouls it off left side. Strike 1. John Bullock tonight struck out in the first inning. He's 0 for 1 so far tonight. Gets out of the batter's box, climbs back in. Jan Neugebauer facing a little bit of adversity. Can he find a way to calm the bats down in this inning? 1-1, taps it in the air, foul down the left side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Infield is playing deep for the Rogues. No balls and 2 strikes. His fastball misses outside, and the count goes square. Scoreboard reads 1 ball and 2 strikes. Let's see what the home plate umpire, Chris Bevan, says. Now it is true. We are correct on this side of the press box. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Medium-sized lead for E.J. Cord at first base. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the delivery. Breaking ball misses up and out, and the count runs full. Looks over at first base is Jan Neugebauer. Count is full, 3-2. The pitch. Ground ball to the left side to his right as Logan Macy scoops it up, throws it over to first base, and the throw is dug out in time by Chance Flores. 6-3 on the ground down for the 3rd and final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. E.J. Cord left on at first base. We head to the home half of inning number 3 right after this. Due up for the Rogues, Travis Finney back to the top of the order of Evan Saito and Jackson Rosenthal. Medford leading 1-0 against the West Coast Kings. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
Discover the Life Plan community in the heart of the Rogue Valley. Here, your days are filled with opportunities to express yourself, engage your mind and body, and share your life with great new friends. You can connect, grow, and thrive. Our hilltop location is near world-class vineyards, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and the Brit Music and Arts Festival. Rogue Valley Manor, Southern Oregon's premier Life Plan community.
It's a 1-0 lead for the Rogues against the West Coast Kings. Bottom half of inning number 3 we go from Harry and David Field. Brian Witch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. Medford sends 9-1-2 in the lineup. Travis Finney leads off the inning, followed by Evan Saito and Jackson Rosenthal taking on Brady Spencer. Guy who's had 2 innings on the hill so far, has given up 1 hit and 1 run so far. Right against right to begin 3rd inning. First offering. Breaking ball, pours in for a strike on the outside corner. Strike 1. Travis Finney this season for the Rogues, a .314 hitter. 6 runs batted in so far for him. Has 2 doubles to his credit in 2026. No balls and a strike. Breaking ball again, pours in for a strike on the outside corner. 0-2 to the righty. Travis Finney, a second-year member of the Rogues. Gets out of the batter's box, climbs back in. The righty, Brady Spencer, sets up on that third base side of the rubber. Infield is playing deep for the Kings. Outfield playing deep and straight away. No balls and 2 strikes. This is outside. 1-2 to the righty, Travis Finney. Wind is still blowing into right field, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Travis gets out of the batter's box. Gets back in. Behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. Evan Saito waits on deck for the Rogues. One and 2. Fastball misses low and out. And the count goes square. Spencer sets up on that third base side of the rubber, waits and delivers the 2-2. Misses low and out. And the count runs full. So you think about what Travis Finney was at in this at-bat. Guy that was behind, found a way to get the count to go full. Let's see what Travis Finney can do in this AB. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss on the slider. Travis Finney down on strikes. 3rd strikeout victim for Brady Spencer this evening. So bases empty, 1 out. We are in the top of the bottom of 3. We go back to the top of the order with Evan Saito, 0 for 1 so far this evening. Medford leading 1-0 against the West Coast Kings, final game of this 3-game set, as well as the final home game of this 2026 campaign. This is a crucial game in this week of the final week of the regular season. If the Rogues win this game tonight, it's an easier path to the Redwood Curtain against the Humble Crabs tomorrow. First pitch, fastball finds the outside corner, strike 1. The righty, Evan Saito, 0 for 1 so far this evening, popped out to the first baseman, Tyrus Voigt, to begin the home first. Just an inning ago, or 2 innings ago, rather. No balls, 1 strike. Fouls off the breaking ball, rolls to the backstop, quickly in the hole, 0-2. Think about the similarities between the starting pitchers tonight. 3 strikeouts so far for Brady Spencer, 4 strikeouts for Jay Neugebauer. The Rogues still have a 1-0 lead. 0-2 pitch, ground ball to the third base side, gobbled up by the third baseman McNeven. The throw over to first base, and the throw is on the time for the 2nd out of the inning. 5-3 on the ground out for the 2nd out of the frame. Bases empty, 2 outs, 2 up and 2 down in the bottom half of inning number 3. Here's the DH man, the young man from Ashland, Jackson Rosenthal. 0 for 1 so far this evening. Medford 1, West Coast Kings 0. Final game of this 3-game set. You like what the Rogues have done so far tonight, but the question is, how do you chase out the starter Brady Spencer? Jackson Rosenthal, the lefty, settles in for his 2nd trip of the evening. And the first pitch. First pitch, clubs that in the air, right field, tracking it down is Porter. Porter jogs, makes the one-hand grab for out number 3, and the inning comes to a close. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Rogues go in order 1, 2, 3. We played 3 in the Rogue Valley. We head to the 4th inning right after this. Medford 1, West Coast Kings 0. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Planning to move? Choose Pods, the most awarded container moving company. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Pods brings the container to you. Keep it as long as you like and pack at your own pace. When you're ready, we'll take it to your new home or store it at a secure Pod storage center until you need it. And best of all, you don't have to do the driving. Trust Pods with your next move. Book at pods.com today.
Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. Of action from Harry and David Field. Medford leads 1-0 against the West Coast Kings. Top half of inning number 4 we go from the ballpark for the final home game of this 2026 campaign. It's 2, 3, and 4 due up for the West Coast Kings. Blake Porter leads off the inning, followed by Miles Clayton and Wyatt Miyamoto to see Jaden Neugebauer for the second time this evening. Rogues leading 1-0 against the West Coast Kings. The righty Blake Porter settles in, take on the righty Jaden Neugebauer. Infield is playing deep for the Rogues. Outfield playing deep and straight away. Pitcher perfect Thursday evening in the Rogue Valley. First pitch breaking ball finds the top third, strike one. Blake Porter tonight 0 for 1 at the dish, gets out of the batter's box, climbs back in. As we think about what the West Coast Kings have done so far in this series, strike one pitch. Swings and fouls off the fastball. Ball rolls foul down the first base side. Quickly in the hole, 0-2 is Blake Porter. Porter in the first inning grounded out to Jaden Neugebauer for the second out of the inning. One unassisted officially. Porter gets out of the batter's box. Has a chuckle at the home plate umpire, Chris Bevan. Waits and climbs back in. Rogues leading 1-0 against the West Coast Kings. Neugebauer sets up on the first base side of the rubber and the 0-2 home. Fastball misses up and in, turns away from it. It was Blake Porter. 1-2. One and two. Swing and a miss. Strike three on the fastball. Blake Porter down on strikes. 5 punch-outs for Jaden Neugebauer this evening. How about Jaden Neugebauer so far tonight? 2 strikeouts in the first, 1 strikeout in the second, a strikeout in the third, and now a strikeout in the fourth inning. Bases empty, 1 out. We are on the top of 4. 1-0 lead for Medford. Here's the left-handed batter, Miles Clayton, the 3-hitter patrolling center field tonight for the West Coast Kings. First one, breaking ball, pours in for a strike on the inside corner, strike one. Clayton was one of those strikeout victims back in the first inning. Struck out in the first, strike one pitch. Swings and fouls off the fastball, rolls to the backstop. Quickly in the hole, 0-2. Miles Clayton at the dish for the West Coast Kings. In the hole, 0-2, and the pitch. Fouls off the fastball, goes to the right side. We'll do it again. Think about how beautiful the evening is in the Rogue Valley. Glacier blue skies overhead, not a cloud in sight. And think about the summer. Not as hot as what we've seen last year it was a brutal summer in Medford. Temperatures over 105 some games. 0-2, swing and a miss. Strike three on the slider. 6 strikeouts of the evening for Jaden Neugebauer tonight. 2 up and 2 down in the top half of inning number 4. Medford leading 1-0 against the West Coast Kings, but it's been the Jaden Neugebauer show. 6 punch-outs tonight for him in his first start in a Medford Rogues uniform. You like what he's doing so far tonight? First offering to the righty, Wyatt Miyamoto. The catcher, first pitch, misses low. 1 ball, no strikes. Miyamoto 0 for 1 so far this evening. Right against right. 1-0, hits that in the air, right field. Diego Grabio drifts back, makes the leaping grab, reels it in right field, and Wyatt Miyamoto flies out for the 3rd and final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left, and the West Coast Kings go in order 1, 2, 3. We head to the home half, leading number 4 right after this. 2 up for the Rogues, Logan Macy, Kian Sanchez, and Chris Ortiz. It's a 1-0 lead for Medford. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
Discover the Life Plan community in the heart of the Rogue Valley. Here, your days are filled with opportunities to express yourself, engage your mind and body, and share your life with great new friends. You can connect, grow, and thrive. Our hilltop location is near world-class vineyards, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and the Brit Music and Arts Festival. Rogue Valley Manor, Southern Oregon's premier Life Plan community.
It's a 1-0 lead for the Medford Rogues against the West Coast Kings. Bottom half of inning number 4 we go from Harry and David Field. Final game of this 3-game set between the Kings and the Rogues. And it is the final home game of this 2026 campaign. And you think about what time first pitch was. First pitch was at 6:39 p.m. And the Rogues right now and the Kings are on a pretty good pace so far this evening. I'm not jinxing it, but think about what Jan Neugebauer has done so far tonight. The starting pitcher for the Rogues, 6 punch-outs so far, has retired the last 4 batters in a row. Brady Spencer's done a pretty good job so far. The starting pitcher for the West Coast Kings, 3 strikeouts, but did give up a run in that second inning. But the Rogues right now offensively trying to find a way to balloon that lead on this Thursday evening in the Rogue Valley. Happy to have you aboard wherever you may be tuning in. We'll be back on the air tomorrow for the first game of a 3-game set against the Humboldt Crabs. Final 3 games of the regular season. Rogues still in the hunt for the postseason this late in this late part of the season. First pitch fastball from Brady Spencer misses low. 1 ball, no strikes. So it's Logan Macy followed by Kian Sanchez and Chris Ortiz. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Rogues. One-0 pitch. Slider misses low and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Logan Macy tonight 0 for 1 so far this evening. Struck out back in the first. Stars and Stripes blowing softly into right field. Lights are not turned on yet. Good crowd on hand at the ballpark tonight. Final home game of this 2026 campaign. 2-0 pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. 3-0 to the righty, Logan Macy. No, our good friend Paul Quinlan's listening tonight down the road in Aurora Grande, California. 3 balls, no strikes. And the delivery. Fastball dots the outside corner. 3-1 to the righty, Logan Macy. Hilt section getting fired up, just down below. 3 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and the count fills. This is a big inning right now. If you are the Rogues, you definitely talk about the separation innings. Macy gets out of the batter's box, climbs back in to take on the righty, Brady Spencer. He sets up on that first base side of the rubber. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 3-2, misses up and in, ball 4. Logan Macy coaxes a leadoff walk, and the Rogues have a base runner on for the first time since the second inning. 1 on, nobody out. We are in the bottom of 4, 1-0 lead for Medford against the West Coast Kings. Here's the third baseman, Kian Sanchez, 1 for 1 so far tonight. Rogues have scored 28 runs in the last 2 games in this series. Rogues offense trying to replicate what they did a couple of weeks ago in that 5 games in a week. First pitch fastball misses up and in, ball 1. Think about in that week 2 weeks ago, a 3-game sweep against the Lincoln Potters, a 2-game sweep against the Humboldt Crabs, and the Rogues offense was prolific, but also timely hitting was a conversation point throughout that whole entire week. Throw over to first base to chase back the runner. Logan Macy gets back to the bag with a head first slide. Still 1 ball and no strikes. Kian Sanchez has been the center of the timely hitting. Guy who has a home run already this week, had a big home run in the road trip last week. That game against Solano at Solano College. 1-0. Fastball, clips the top third, strike 1. Stars and stripes blown into right field. Sun is still baking the outfield. There is still a sliver of the shadows from the scoreboard. That's out in left field, left center to be exact. A ball and a strike upcoming. 1-1, hits that in the air, right field, tracking it down as Porter. Porter can't make the play, sails over his head, rounding second, digging for 3 is Logan Macy, and the stop sign's put up by head coach Kevin Olmstead. It's a double off the bat of Kian Sanchez. Rogues offense waking up. It went over the head of the right fielder Porter. And that was an extra base and the green light for the Rogues offense. So 2 on. Nobody out. We are in the bottom of 4. 1-0 lead for Medford. Here is the catcher tonight, Chris Ortiz, the right-handed batter. Rogues offense trying to capitalize in this inning. So Logan Macy at third. Kian Sanchez at second. RBI opportunity for Chris Ortiz tonight. Ortiz has 22 RBIs so far in the summer. First pitch swinging, hits that sky high in the air, center field. Clayton drifting back. Clayton circles to his left, makes the grab. Tagging from third, speeding towards home is Logan Macy, and the throw is late at third base, but a sac fly off the bat of Chris Ortiz drives in the second run of the evening. It's a 2-0 lead for Medford. So a sac fly from Chris Ortiz drives in his teammate Logan Macy. His best friend Kian Sanchez goes to third base. So 1 on, 1 out. We are in the bottom of 4, 2-0 lead for the Rogues in this series finale. Here is the left fielder for the Rogues, Jonathan Walsh. Got on base in his first AB, back in the second. Infield is closed in for the West Coast Kings. First pitch. Fastball elevated. 1 ball, no strikes. Jonathan Walsh reached on air in the second inning, but was the victim of the 6-4-3 twin killing. Spencer sets up on that third base side, the rubber. 1 ball and no strikes. Fastball grounded to the shortstop, picked up by Altamura, throws it over to first base, and the throw's on the money for out number 2. 6-3 on the ground out for the second out of the inning. 1 on, 2 outs. We are in the bottom of 4. 2-0 lead for the Rogues against the West Coast Kings. Here's the first baseman, Chance Flores. 0 for 1 so far tonight. Infield plays deep for the West Coast Kings. Kian Sanchez at third base. He's there because of a double. Got the third base on the sac fly from Chris Ortiz. Rogues offense trying to put more than 1 run across in this inning. First pitch breaking ball finds the outside corner. Strike 1. Chance Flores grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in the second. That did drive in a run. First run of the evening for the Rogues. But Chance Flores hungry for his first hit this evening. No balls and a strike. Hits that in the air, line drive right field, tracking it down as Porter to the right field. Bobbles the ball in right field, and a run scores. Chance Flores makes it a 3-0 lead. It drives in Kian Sanchez. And let's see how the official scorekeeper is going to score that. Chance Flores gets aboard with an error, and E9. So Chance Flores continues the inning. So a 3-0 lead for the Rogues in the home half of inning number 4. 1 on, 2 outs. Here's the lefty, Diego Grabiel. Grabiel patrolling right field tonight for the Rogues. Lefty trying to find a way to continue the inning. Spencer struggling a little bit throughout this whole entire outing. First pitch. Fastball. Finds the outside corner. Strike 1. Grabiel 0 for 1 so far this evening. Rogues offense starting to wake up after scoring 16 runs last night. Got to find your footing once again. Have to find your sea legs, so to speak. No balls and 1 strike. And the pitch from Spencer. Chopper to the right side, takes it on a hop as the second baseman court, throws it over to first base, and the first baseman Voigt had to do a little bit of had to make the jumping play to make sure the ball didn't sail over his head, but he got the foot down on the bag at first base for the third and final out of the inning. 2 runs come across on 1 hit, 1 error committed by the West Coast Kings. And 1 left. Chance Flores left on at first base. Rogues lead 3-0 against the West Coast Kings. We head to the 5th inning, and that's the Awesome Pool Guy 5th inning. Rogues on the rails right now tonight. They lead 3-0 against the West Coast Kings. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Green CN Medford Airport at roguegreencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. It's a 3-0 lead for the Rogues against the West Coast Kings. Top half of inning number 5 we go from Harry and David Field. The 5th inning is brought to you by the Awesome Pool Guy. Need to replace your vinyl pool liner? Call the Awesome Pool Guy, CCB 255-795. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the West Coast Kings. Jim McAniven fouls it off down the first base side. Strike 1. McAniven leads off the inning, followed by Tyrus Voigt and Zach Altamura. Right against right to begin the Awesome Pool Guy 5th inning. Strike 1 pitch, misses up and out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Think about what Jaden Neugebauer has done so far tonight. The starting pitcher for the Rogues. 6 strikeouts so far this evening. 1-1. Breaking ball, hooks that in the air down the left field line, and it trails foul to the left side. Strike 2. Jim McAniven so far this evening 0 for 1 at the dish. Flied out to left field in the second to Jonathan Walsh. Gets out of the batter's box, climbs back in. You like what you've seen so far by Jaden Neugebauer so far this evening. Sets up on that first base side of the rubber. Neugebauer sets and fires the 1-2. Breaking ball misses inside, and the count goes square. Awesome Pool Guy has been a great supporter of Medford Rogues baseball this year, a first-year partner on the Rogue Streaming Network, as well as Rogue Valley Manor. Special thanks to everybody that made that possible this year. 2-2, ground ball, chopper right to Jaden Neugebauer on the hill, underhands it over to first base, and McAniven grounds out for the first out of the inning. 1-3 on the ground out.
Now batting the first base.
Base is empty, 1 out. We are in the Ossipulgai 5th inning. 3-0 lead for the Rogues against the West Coast Kings. Here's the first baseman, Tyrus Voigt. 0 for 1 so far tonight. Righty steps into the batter's box for his second inning on the hill. Think about it's 7:38 tonight. First pitch, fastball, swing and a miss, strike one. You like what Jaden Neugebauer is doing so far tonight on the hill, a guy that is working at a fast pace. You like what he's doing. Jaden Neugebauer, I always talk about this. Probably one of the best performances I've ever seen from a pitcher. Strike one pitch, misses low, a ball and a strike. One of the greatest pitching performances that I've ever seen that worked pretty fast, had a quick pace on the hill, was Roman Angelo, pitcher at Fresno State. 1-1, swing and a miss on the breaking ball. 1-2 to Tyrus Voigt. Voigt struck out in the second inning, was the third strikeout victim for Jaden Neugebauer tonight. Roman Angelo played for Fresno State in a series against Nevada. 1-2, fouls it off right side. We'll do it again.
That one's just a bit foul.
And it was a doubleheader. It rained the night before. And it was a very fun time to watch Roman Angelo pitch. 1-2, misses low, and the count goes square. Roman Angelo, I'm trying to remember that final line score, but it was a big number. And that game today, that day at Pete Biden filled up Bob Bennett Stadium in Fresno, only went like 2 hours. 2-0, fastball, 2-2 rather, gets away from the catcher, Chris Ortiz, goes to the backstop, and the count runs full. Tyrus Voigt trying to work a walk. Jaden Neugebauer has not issued a walk yet this evening. Only base runner on so far tonight was E.J. Cord at third base. Payoff pitch. Fastball misses low and outside to ball four. Tyrus Voigt takes first. One out base runner on for the West Coast Kings. 1 on, 1 out. We are in the top of 5. Ossipulgai 5th inning. 3-0 lead for the Rogues against the West Coast Kings. Here's the shortstop, Zach Altamura. 0 for 1 so far tonight. Rogues trying to get the brooms out against the West Coast Kings. Rogues do have the season series, and they have the tiebreaker against the Kings this year with the win on Tuesday night. First one, fastball, lasers in on the outside corner, strike one. Zach Altamura so far this evening struck out in the third inning, trying to get aboard. Rogues middle infield, Logan Amacy and Travis Finney definitely thinking of turning two. Line drive, center field, a base hit. First hit given up by Jaden Neugebauer this evening, and Zach Altamura is aboard with a 1-out single. So Tyrus Voigt coaxed a walk. Altamura singles. That's 2 on, 1 out. We are in the top of 5. Ossipulgai 5th inning. A 3-0 lead for Medford in the series finale. You think about how this team has played so far tonight. 2 on, 1 out. Here's the DH man, the 8-hitter for the West Coast Kings, the right-handed batter, Josh Buffalo. Right against right. I think I see somebody downstairs wearing a Lake Elsinore Storm hat. First pitch, check swing, did not go around, says the first base umpire, Tim Barrett. 1 ball, no strikes. Somebody's wearing a Lake Elsinore Storm baseball cap. The Lake Elsinore Storm, the low-A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. 1-0, taps that in the air, down the first base side, goes out of play. A ball and a strike. Buffalo tonight 0 for 1 at the dish. Grounded out to the second baseman, Travis Finney, for the second out of the third inning. One ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. Fastball, finds the top third, strike 2. Nasty pitch. You like that fastball. That fastball by Jaden Neugebauer has a bite to it. Wind is blown into right field. Right against right, sets up on that first base side. The rubber is Neugebauer, the 1-2. Line ground ball to the right side, picked up by Travis Finney, underhanded over to second for 1. The throw to first base in time. 4-6-3 twin killing. Travis Finney with the acrobatic play gets the Rogues out of the jam. How about the Rogues tonight defensively on rails? No runs, a hit, no errors. We head to the home half of inning number 5 right after this. 2 up for the Rogues. Travis Finney, Evan Saito, and Jackson Rosenthal. Medford leading 3-0 against the West Coast Kings. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
Discover the Life Plan community in the heart of the Rogue Valley. Here, your days are filled with opportunities to express yourself, engage your mind and body, and share your life with great new friends. You can connect, grow, and thrive. Our hilltop location is near world-class vineyards, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and the Brit Music and Arts Festival. Rogue Valley Manor, Southern Oregon's premier Life Plan community.
Pool guy 5th inning continues. We head to the bottom half of inning number 5 from Harry and David Field. How about a 4-6-3 twin killing? The guy who turned that leads off the inning. Travis Finney leads off the inning, followed by Evan Saito and Jackson Rosenthal. 9-1-2 due up for the Rogues. Rogues offense so far tonight, 3 runs, 2 hits, 1 error. The West Coast Kings, no runs, 1 hit, and 2 errors on this Wednesday evening in the Rogue Valley. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard that's brought to you by our good friends at Kramer Cabinets. Brady Spencer stays on the hill for the West Coast Kings. First pitch, Leiter misses outside, ball 1. One other game going on currently in the Pacific Empire League. Lincoln leading 4-1 against the Solano Mudcats. The Rogues want the Mudcats to win, to definitely find a way to keep the hopes going. Makes it a little bit easier going into tomorrow. 1-0, flares it out to right center field, trying to track that down is a right-foot reporter, but that drops right in front of him, and Travis Finney's aboard of the leadoff single. 3-0 lead for the Rogues in the home half of inning number 5. Awesome pool guy 5th inning. We go back to the top of the order with the center fielder Evan Saito for the Rogues. Right-handed batters steps into the batter's box for his 3rd trip of the evening. Has not gotten a hit yet, 0 for 2 so far. Rogues 3, West Coast Kings nothing. You think about how this game has gone. Rogues got a run across in the 2nd, 2 runs across in the 4th. First pitch, scores for a bunt. Fastball misses low, escapes away from Miyamoto. Tracks it up the line down on that third base side. 1 ball, no strikes. Think about how this game has gone on so far. You like what the Rogues have done, being able to keep the pressure, and you like what you're seeing so far. You think about it, it's 7:47, and we're in the 5th inning. Game's going by in a blink of an eye. I'm not jinxing it. 1 ball and no strikes. Throws for a bunt, gets it down the third base side as Evan Saito picking up his back, even the throw over to first base, and the throw's not in time. Bunt single for Evan Saito, the small ball being used tonight. Puts runners at 1st and 2nd. Evan Saito showcasing his speed in the Rogue Valley once again in the final home game of this 2026 campaign. 2 on, nobody out. We are in the awesome pool guy 5th inning. Medford leading 3-0 against the West Coast Kings. Here's the DH man, Jackson Rosenthal, also 0 for 2 tonight at the dish. Rogues trying to get more runs across in this game. Gonna carry over the momentum into tomorrow as well. First offering for Brady Spencer. Scores for a bunt is Jackson Rosenthal. Misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. And speaking of bunts and Jackson Rosenthal, think about this. How about Jackson Rosenthal with that great bunt down that third base side against the Solano Mudcats at Solano College last Thursday afternoon in Northern California. That bunt changed the whole entire game. 1-0, steps off the rubber, chases back the base runner Travis Finney at second base. 1 ball and no strikes. Wind is blowing into right center field. 3-0 lead for the Rogues. Rosenthal, the left-handed batter, climbs out of the batter's box, climbs back in. Waits for the 1-0 pitch. Scores for a bunt. Comebacker to Brady Spencer. Throws it over to first base, and the throw is in time. 1-3. Actually, my apologies. 1-4 officially on the ground out. Advances Evan Saito and Travis Finney to second base and third base. So 2 on, 1 out. We are in the bottom half of inning number 5. And more importantly, Rogues moving over to second base eliminates the opportunity to turn 2. And now, with 2 on and 1 out, we are in the awesome pool guy 5th inning. Here's the shortstop, Logan Macy. 0 for 1 of a walk tonight. Gets ready to go to work. You can definitely feel this Rogue squad definitely wants to trade it out for a run. Infield is playing in for the West Coast Kings. This is a big inning right now, and a big part of this game. Can Logan Macy answer the call? First one comes home. First pitch, popped up in the air, tracking it down is Miyamoto, the catcher. Miyamoto goes to his left, and he makes the grab for out number 2. So Logan Macy pops out to the catcher for the second out of the inning. 2 on, 2 outs. We are in the awesome pool guy 5th inning. 3-0 lead for the Rogues against the West Coast Kings. Here's the third baseman, Kian Sanchez. Sanchez tonight, 2 for 2 at the dish, 2 away from the cycle. Runners at second and third, with Travis Finney at third base. And they're going to give an intentional walk. And Kian Sanchez loads the bases on an intentional walk. Kyle Gross and the Kings do not, they knew exactly what was going to happen. Kian Sanchez has had his moments throughout this whole entire month of July. So the bases are juiced for the Rogues. Rogues cover all the bags, 2 outs. We are on the bottom of 5, 3-0 lead for Medford against the West Coast Kings. Here is the catcher, Chris Ortiz. Ortiz tonight, 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch, does have an RBI to his credit. But the Rogues right now offensively looking for a big hit tonight. 3-0 lead for Medford against the West Coast Kings. Spencer sets up on that third base side of the rubber. Sets, waits, and fires. First pitch, sky high, center field. Clayton drifts back, circles to his left. Clayton makes the one-hand grab for out number 3, and the inning comes to a close. Chris Ortiz flies out to center field to close the book on the 5th inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, but the Rogues leave the bases loaded, and this wraps up the awesome pool guy 5th inning. Through 5 innings of action, Rogues lead 3-0 against the West Coast Kings. Top half of inning number 6 we go. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Planning to move? Choose Pods, the most awarded container moving company. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Pods brings the container to you. Keep it as long as you like and pack at your own pace. When you're ready, we'll take it to your new home or store it at a secure Pod storage center until you need it. And best of all, you don't have to do the driving. Trust Pods with your next move. Book at pods.com today.
Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. It's a 3-0 lead for the Rogues against the West Coast Kings. Top half of inning number 6 we go from Harry and David Field. Brian Witch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. Jay Neugebauer gets his 6th inning on the hill. Rogues so far tonight have looked pretty good on the hill and as well as on the dish, at the dish rather. This Rogue squad so far tonight playing really well. You think about what happened in the last inning defensively for the Rogues. A 4-6-3 twin killing turned by Travis Finney and Logan Macy. You like what the Rogues have done so far tonight. And Jaden Neugebauer faces 9-1-2 in the batting order of the West Coast Kings. E.J. Cord leads off the inning. Then we go back to the top of the order, John Bullock and Blake Porter. And now the game that was going on in between the long fly ball toss, in between the innings, and everyone's picking them up right now. Our broadcast tonight is brought to you by our good friends at Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings, even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix, Gold Hill, and our newest location in Eagle Point, locally owned and operated, and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. 3-0 lead for the Rogues against the West Coast Kings. E.J. Cord was hit by a pitch in his first AB back in the third inning. Gets ready to go to work. Second time facing Jaden Neugebauer tonight, right against right. First pitch, fastball misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Perfect evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Happy to have you aboard wherever you may be tuning in. Shadows 0-1 on the strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sets up on that first base side of the rubber is Jaden Neugebauer. Waits, and the 1-1. Fastball misses low and outside. 2-1 to the righty. E.J. Cord was the first base runner on for the West Coast Kings back in the third inning. Got the first base, was left stranded. Head 2-1. Chops it foul, through to base side, and the count squares up. Breaking ball, escapes away from the catcher Chris Ortiz, goes to the backstop, and the count runs full. Shadows starting to appear at the ballpark, primarily in left field. A lot of sun still in right field and a little bit in center field. Big airplane flying overhead, one of the Bore bombers fighting the fire just to the north of us. 3-2, misses upstairs, ball 4. E.J. Cord takes first, leadoff man on for the West Coast Kings. 1 on, 1 out. We are in the top of 6. 3-0 lead for Medford against the West Coast Kings. We go back to the top of the order. It is John Bullock. 0 for 2 so far this evening.
Now batting the left fielder, number 46, John Bullock.
You think about how this team has played so far tonight, how close this game is. You definitely want to not open the door if you are the Rogues defensively. Rogues middle infield definitely thinking of turning 2. First pitch. Fastball finds the outside corner. Strike 1. John Bullock, the top of the order guy, has not gotten on base yet. Gets back in the batter's box. The left-handed batter behind, no balls and 1 strike. No balls and 1 strike. Fastball misses out. 1-1. Stars and Stripes blowing straight into right center. Small lead for E.J. Cord at first base. Chance Flores holding the runner. A ball and a strike. Ground ball pulled to the right side. Picks it up as Travis Finney tosses over second for 1. Macy throws it over to first base. Double play turned once again. 4-6-3 twin killing. Second double play turn tonight by the Rogues middle infield. And that wipes off the leadoff man, E.J. Cord. Quickly 2 outs and the base is empty in the top half of inning number 6. That is a crucial double play turned by the Rogues. You like what you're doing. That middle infield is pretty fun to watch with Logan Macy and, of course, Travis Finney. First pitch to the righty. Misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. The batter for the West Coast Kings is Blake Porter. 0 for 2 so far tonight. 3-0 lead for Medford. We are on the top of 6. 1-0 pitch. Line drive right to Jaden Neugebauer, and Jaden Neugebauer gets the third and final out of the inning. Crazy plays defensively tonight for the final home game of this 2026 campaign. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We head to the home half of inning number 6 right after this. Due up for the Rogues, it's Jonathan Walsh, Chance Flores, and Diego Grabiel. Rogues still out in front, 3-0 against the West Coast Kings. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Planning to move? Choose Pods, the most awarded container moving company. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Pods brings the container to you. Keep it as long as you like and pack at your own pace. When you're ready, we'll take it to your new home or store it at a secure pod storage center until you need it. And best of all, you don't have to do the driving. Trust Pods with your next move. Book at pods.com today.
Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. Medford 3, West Coast Kings nothing. Bottom half of inning number 6 from Harry and David Field. Happy to have you aboard wherever you may be tuning in. Final home game of this 2026 campaign, and the Rogues offense has been on par so far tonight. 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error. One run across in the second, 2 runs across in the fourth. And Jonathan Walsh leads off the inning. 6, 7, 8 due up for the Rogues. Jonathan Walsh followed by Chance Flores and Diego Grabiel. First pitch finds the bottom third, strike 1. Jonathan Walsh tonight 0 for 1 on it. Did reach on base in his first AB. Sets up on that first base side. The rubber is Brady Spencer. Right against right. Strike 1 pitch. Hits down the air. First base side. Trying to track that down is Voigt, the first baseman. Voigt can't make the grab. Lands on the grass berm. Quickly in the hole. 0-2. Jonathan tonight reached on air in the second, was the victim of a 6-4-3 twin killing. Ground out to the shortstop, Zach Altamura, back in the 4th inning. 3-0 lead for Medford. Infield is playing deep for the West Coast Kings. Outfield playing deep and straight away. No balls and 2 strikes. Spencer sets up on that third base side. The rubber delivers. 0-2. Fastball misses up and in. 1-2 to the righty. Jonathan gets out of the batter's box, climbs back in, wearing the new powder blue batting gloves, which reminds him of the St. Louis Cardinals. 1-2 to the righty. Breaking ball, taps that in the air, first base side, foul territory. Voigt, the first baseman, giving chase, and that ball lands just to the right side of the grass berm. We'll do it again, still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wind is still blowing into center field. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Spencer sets and the 1-2. Breaking ball misses. Up and in. And the count goes square. Chance Flores waits on deck for the Rogues. Spencer sets up on that third base side. The rubber Clayton, the center fielder, playing a couple of steps into left center. 2-2 to the righty. 2-2 hit by the pitch, and Jonathan Walsh takes his base with honor. A leadoff hit by pitch to begin the bottom half of inning number 6. So base is empty, a 1 on, nobody out. We are in the bottom half of inning number 6. 3-0 lead for Medford against the West Coast Kings. Here's the first baseman, Chance Flores. 0 for 1 so far tonight. Did reach on base in his last AB. Rogues leading 3-0. You definitely know this Rogue squad definitely wants to separate themselves in this game. Can they do it in this inning? Shadows starting to appear at the ballpark. First pitch. Fastball. Finds top third, strike 1. That's been a strike throughout the whole entire evening and has been a big zone dictated by the home plate umpire, Chris Bevan. Chance Flores gets out of the batter's box. going into a 6-4-3 twin killing back in at the second. Strike one pitch upcoming. And the delivery. Swing and a miss on the slider in the hole, 0-2. Flores did reach on base via an error, scored a run on an E9. The right fielder Porter bobbled it and could not make the play. Chan's looking to try to make some magic behind no balls and 2 strikes. Spencer sets up on that third base side of the rubber. Spencer sets, throws it over to first base instead. Chases back Jonathan Walsh, gets back to the bag with a head first slide. 0-2. Runner goes. Slider misses outside. Miyamoto's not going to attempt the throw. Jonathan Walsh still second to base to eliminate the opportunity to turn 2. So the first stolen base in the inning, and also the first stolen base of the night. Makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rogues only 180 feet away from scoring. Rogues trying to tack on more runs in this 3-0 game. The righty Chance Flores trying to provide a little bit more offense in this game this evening. Spencer checks on the runner at second base. That's Jonathan Walsh. Big lead for him. 1-2. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count squares. Sets up on that third base side. The rubber is Brady Spencer. Glances at second base. Glances back again. And fires the 2-2. Runner goes. Breaking ball. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Chance Flores frozen at the dish. But Jonathan Walsh has another stolen base tonight. Gets it to third base. Puts the Rogues only 90 feet away from scoring. So that is the first out of the inning. So 1 on, 1 out. We are in the bottom half of inning number 6. Here's the left-handed batter, Diego Grabiel. Diego tonight patrolling right field. Medford leading 3-0 against the West Coast Kings. Final game of this 3-game set. And it is the final game at home this season. Infield is playing in for the West Coast Kings. First offering for Brady Spencer. First pitch hits that in the air, foul down the right field line for a long strike 1. Diego gets out of the batter's box. Diego tonight 0 for 2 at the dish. No balls and a strike. Breaking ball misses up and out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at third base is Jonathan Walsh. Stole second base, stole third. Rogues offense trying to capitalize once again this evening. Spencer waits, takes a deep breath, fires the 1-1. Fastball finds the outside corner. 1-2. Travis Finney waits on deck for the Rogues. The lefty, Diego Grabiel, trying to provide a little bit more offense. Infield is playing in for the Kings. 1-2. Fouls it off. Left side. Goes out of play. Think about all the host families out there tonight throwing out the first pitch. My host family was here tonight. The funny thing is that I had to make sure I didn't drop the ball. Took it on a hop. It was nice. It was pretty good. There's a reason why I'm a broadcaster, not a baseball player. Talk about that a little bit later on. 1-2 to the lefty, Diego Grabiel. Breaking ball, misses outside, and the count goes even. So Diego Grabiel tonight, flight out to center field to Clayton in the second, ground out to the second baseman Cord in the fourth. Infield is still playing in for the Kings. Jonathan Walsh at third base. Small lead for him. 2-2. Ground ball to the third base side, and the tag at third base. Not in time to throw over to first base. Instead, gets Diego Grabiel out at first base. So 5-3 officially on the ground out. Keeps Jonathan Walsh at third base. So 1 on, 2 outs. We are on the bottom of 6. 3-0 lead for Medford against the West Coast Kings. Here is the second baseman, Travis Finney. Finney tonight 1 for 2 at the dish. Rogues offense looking pretty strong so far tonight. Infield plays deep for the West Coast Kings now. Outfield playing deep and straight away. Clayton, the center fielder, playing a couple of steps into left center. Lights are turned on at the ballpark. First offering. Breaking ball. Misses upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. And there is the possibility that the Rogues can host the postseason. Well, the first game of the postseason next week. Got to take care of business tonight and take care of business down the road at the Arcata Ballpark this weekend against the Crabs. 1 ball and no strikes. Fastball misses up and in. 2 balls, no strikes. Travis Finney tonight struck out in the 3rd, singled in the 5th. Got to third base, was left stranded there. Rogues left the bases loaded in the 5th inning. 2 balls and no strikes. Fastball finds the top 3rd. 2-1 to the righty, Travis Finney. You think about, I caught the first pitch tonight. That was a lot of fun, but I took batting practice with the team. My hands are still hurting. I don't have a pair of batting gloves. 2-1. Fastball misses up and in. 3 balls and 1 strike to the righty, Travis Finney. So I got a couple of hits. Jeff Weiss, our general manager, was doing the BP today. He was throwing. Got a couple of hits. There's some slow dribblers towards third. Not the best, not the worst. As head coach Kevin Olmstead said in the one-on-one conversation, it was interesting. 3-1 pitch. Fastball clips the top inside corner, and the count fills. So Travis Finney trying to find a way to get aboard. Climbs out of the batter's box. Gets back in. Runner at third base is Jonathan Walsh. Rogues do not want to leave another base runner on tonight. Rogues have left 5 base runners on so far this evening. 3-2. Fastball elevated, ball 4. Travis Finney takes first base and coaxes a 2-out walk. So runners at the corners, 2 outs. We are on the bottom half of inning number 6. 3-0 lead for the Rogues against the West Coast Kings. And head coach Kyle Gross of the West Coast Kings steps out of the dugout to have a conversation with Brady Spencer. And I think that we might have a pitching change. But this pause, the action is brought to you by our good friends at the Awesome Pool Guy. Need to replace your vinyl pool liner? Call Awesome Pool Guy, CCB 255-795. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. That's brought to you by our good friends at Kramer Cabinets. One other game going on in the Pacific Empire League. Currently, it's a 4-2 lead for Lincoln against the Solano Mudcats. That is in the top half of inning number 5. Solano has to win, and that will definitely mess with the standings. Solano trying to play spoiler in the Sacramento Valley. Lincoln trying to win out. Their last 2 games of the season are against the Mudcats and against these very same West Coast Kings. So runners at the corners, 2 outs, 3-0 lead for the Rogues against the West Coast Kings. We head back to the top of the order with Evan Saito. Saito so far this evening, 1 for 3 at the dish. And the right-handed batter climbs in the box for his 4th at-bat of the evening. Wind is blowing into the ballpark, around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Lights are turned on at the ballpark. Another perfect evening at Harry and David Field. Final home game of this 2026 campaign will be in the cold part of California tomorrow. First one comes home. Runner goes. Fastball finds the outside corner. Throw is not going to be attempted by the catcher, Miyamoto. So a stolen base by Travis Finney puts runners at second and third now. No balls and a strike to Evan Saito. Right-handed batter digs in once again behind 0-1. If you are making the trek to the Arcata Ballpark, don't forget the pack layers. Bring a jacket. It's going to be pretty cold. Earlier this week, it was in the high 50s. Strike 1 pitch. Breaking ball misses inside. 1-1 to Evan Saito. Saito tonight popped out to the first baseman, Voigt, in the first. Ground out to the third baseman, McNeven, in the third. Got a perfect bunt down in the 5th on a bunt single. Got the second base, but was left stranded there. A ball and a strike upcoming. Breaking ball Fouls it off right side. Strike two. Now a conversation between Miyamoto and his battery mate Brady Spencer. This pause the action is brought to you by our good friends at Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings, even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix, Gold Hill, and our newest location in Eagle Point. Locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. Evan Saito behind, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runners at second and third. Walsh at third base. Finney at second base. Wind blowing softly into right field. Infield playing deep for the West Coast Kings. 1-2. Hits down the air, left center field. That drops down for a hit. 1 runs in, rounding third, speeding towards home is Travis Finney. It's a 2-run single off the bat of Evan Saito, and it's a 5-0 lead for the Rogues. The Rogues offense picking up where they left off. First run across since the 4th inning. So it's a 5-0 lead for Medford. 2-run single off the bat of Evan Saito. And that forces the hand. Kyle Gross, the head coach of the West Coast Kings, heads out and takes the ball away from Brady Spencer. Tough one for Brady tonight. Heads, and they point to the bullpen, and we will have a new pitcher. I'll tell you who he is when we come right back after this. Medford leading 5-0 against the West Coast Kings. 2 outs and a runner at first base. All pitching changes tonight and all season long. Brought to you by KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. After the game is over, are you looking for more Medford Rogues content? Plank Talk is the official podcast of the Medford Rogues. Hi, this is Brian Welch, the voice of your Rogues. Join me every week as we talk with the players, front office staff, and special guests along the way. Plank Talk drops every week during the season on the same channel you watch the Rogues. We will see you for Plank Talk. As always, go Rogues. Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Green CN Medford Airport at roguegreencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Check out our newest location, our Take and Bake food trailer in Eagle Point. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. We continue the bottom half of inning number 6. It's a 5-0 lead for the Medford Rogues against the West Coast Kings. Brian Welch back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. New pitcher in for the West Coast Kings. The Kings called to the bullpen for the first time on this Thursday evening. It's Davis Moore replacing Brady Spencer. This pitching change tonight is brought to you by our good friends at KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. Brady Spencer tonight goes 5 2/3 innings on the hill, gives up 5 hits, 5 runs, 2 errors, issues 3 walks, and strikes out 4 batters. Throw to first base, chase back Evan Saito, gets back to the bag with a head for a slide. And the first batter Davis Morris faces is Jackson Rosenthal. Right against left, throw to first base. Once again, chases back. Evan Saito gets back to the bag of a head first slide. Evan Saito getting aboard with a 2-run single to get the first 2 runs across since that 4th inning. Rogues offense has looked pretty good so far throughout the whole entire evening. Now the first pitch to Jackson Rosenthal. Runner goes, fastball, finds the top third, strike 1. No throw, a stolen base by Evan Saito. He's 1 away from tying the season high in stolen bases. 2 to tie it, 3 to take it, but now 1 to tie it, 2 to take it. Saito with a big lead at second base. No balls and a strike to Jackson Rosenthal. Rosenthal tonight 0 for 3 at the dish. No balls, 1 strike. And the delivery. Steps off the rubber is Davis Morris. Morris out of Cuesta College. Cuesta College in the San Luis Obispo area, just west of SLO. Morris this season an ERA of 6.89, no wins, no losses, 10 appearances, 15 2/3 innings on the hill. Strike one pitch upcoming. Glances at second base, runner goes, swing and a miss. The ball gets away from Miyamoto, and it's fouled off, says Chris Bevan. So Evan Saito goes back to second base, one away from tying the season high in stolen bases. That is 33. 2 to take the lead in the stolen bases in a single season. Evan Saito is definitely chomping at the bit to write his name into the record book. No balls and 2 strikes to the lefty, Jackson Rosenthal. Davis glances over at second base, works from that first base side, and now that is a balk call on Davis Morris and pushed Evan Saito to third base. So Saito jogs to third base. Rogues still in business. 5-0 lead for the Rogues. Jackson Rosenthal struck out in the first. Flight out to right field to Porter in the third. Ground out to the pitcher, Brady Spencer, back in the 5th inning. 0-2, misses low and in. 1-2 to the lefty. Great conversation of Jackson today for the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. Think about what he said in the opening day and what he said tonight. He had a great time in the Rogue Valley. 1-2, fouls it off, left side. I mean, he grew up down the road in Ashland, went to games growing up as a kid. He talked about that full circle moment, signing autographs for the fans after the games. And the guy that he was chasing foul balls at the ballpark when he was growing up, now he's hitting at the dish. He's fielding balls at first base. 1-2. Fouls off the breaking ball, goes to the screen. Still 1-2. Think about those stories about the hometown Rogues, as Greg Roberts, the public address announcer, talks about these guys that grew up in the Rogue Valley, played baseball in this area, probably played high school baseball here, because this is the home of the South Medford High School baseball team. 1-2. Fastball elevated, and the count goes square. Runner at third base is Evan Saito. He stole second base, got to third base on a balk call. Now the deuces are wild in this inning. Big pitch upcoming for Jackson Rosenthal. 2-2. Breaking ball misses upstairs, and the count runs full. So Jackson gets a swing in. Lights are turned on at the ballpark. Sun's about to set in the Rogue Valley. Just a picture-perfect evening. Definite postcard of weather. 3-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Jackson Rosenthal down on strikes on the high fastball, and that is the first strikeout victim for Davis Morris tonight. 2 runs come across on a 1 hit. No errors, and 1 left. Evan Saito left on at third base. Rogues only 90 feet away from scoring, but they get their first 2 runs across since the 4th inning. It's a 5-0 lead for Medford. We head to the 7th inning right after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Green CN Medford Airport at roguegreencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. Top half of inning number 7 we go from Harry and David Field. A 5-0 lead for Medford against the West Coast Kings. Rogues call to the bullpen once again for the first time this evening in the Rogue Valley. They turn to Hayden Kendrick in relief of their starter, Jaden Neugebauer. This pitching change tonight and all season long brought to you by our good friends at KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. Jaden Neugebauer tonight, 6 innings on the hill. 1 hit, no runs, 1 error, 2 walks he issued, but he struck out 6 West Coast Kings batters. And the Rogues give way to the young man from Central Point. Hayden Kendrick gets ready to go to work now. Hayden Kendrick this season for the Rogues. 12 appearances so far this season, 12 1/3 innings pitched. 3.65 ERA, no wins, no losses, 1 save. 5 strikeouts, 3 walks. And he faces Miles Clayton for the first time tonight. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Kings. Clayton followed by Miyamoto and McNeven. Right against left. First pitch to the lefty Clayton. First pitch fastball fouled off left side. Strike 1. Infield is playing deep for the Rogues. Outfield playing deep and straight away. Evan Sider, the center fielder, just a step into left center. Clayton settles in. 0 for 2 so far tonight. Strike 1 pitch. Fastball. Misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike. During the host family celebration before first pitch, I actually got to meet Hayden's mom and dad. Great conversation with them. Ball and a strike to the lefty. Ground ball to the right side, into right center it goes. Miles Clayton aboard with a leadoff single. So Clayton gets his first hit of the evening. 1 on, nobody out. We are on the top of 7. It's a 5-0 lead for Medford against the West Coast Kings. Here's the catcher, Wyatt Miyamoto. 0 for 2 so far tonight. Wind is blowing into right field. Lights are turned on. Sun about to set in the Rogue Valley. Just a picture-perfect evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Final time this season if the Rogues get the job done tonight, but also get a couple of wins down at the Redwood Curtain against the Humboldt Crabs, and we have a new batter in the lineup. It is Caleb Hendricks replacing Wyatt Miyamoto. So Hendricks gets the opportunity to bat in the series once again. So pinch hitter for the West Coast Kings. Long conversation concludes between battery mates Chris Ortiz and Hayden Kendrick. 5-0 lead for Medford against the West Coast Kings. Caleb Hendricks gets his first AB. Pinch hitting for Wyatt Miyamoto. First offering comes home from Hayden Kendrick. Sets up on that third base side of the rubber. First pitch. Hits that in the air. Trails it foul down the first base side. Lands on the grass berm for a long strike 1. Throw over to first base, chases back. Miles Clayton gets back to the bag of a head first slide. Still no balls and 1 strike. Might see that airplane flying just beyond left center. That's a 10 tanker. One of the Moray Bombers fighting the fire just north of us in Medford. Strike 1 pitch. Off the end of the bat, come back to Hayden Kendrick. Throws over to second for him. Macy throws it over to first base in time. Third double play turn tonight. 1-6-3. Wipes off Miles Clayton at second base, leadoff man. The Rogues turn their third double play of the evening, and this Rogue squad is on rails tonight. I think that voice crack might be a SportsCenter top 10, but more importantly, Rogues find a way to turn another double play tonight. Third one turned. You like what you're doing if you're the Rogues. First pitch. First pitch to the righty, finds the inside corner, strike 1. Jim McAneven at the dish. Jim tonight 0 for 2 at the dish. Sets up on that first base side is Hayden Kendrick. Strike 1 pitch, breaking ball, finds the inside corner, strike 2. Good pitch there. You like what you're seeing if you are the Rogues. Kendrick sets up on that first base side of the rubber, possibly his final outing in a Medford Rogues uniform this summer. No balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Fastball hits that sky high in the air. Right field circling to his left is Diego Grabio. Makes the one-hand grab for out number 3. And the side is retired. No runs, a hit, no errors, nobody left, but a 1-6-3 twin killing wipes off the leadoff man, Miles Clayton. We head to the bottom half of inning number 7. Time to stretch for the final time at home in this 2026 campaign. Due up for the Rogues is Logan Macy, Kian Sanchez, and Chris Ortiz. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Rogues. A 5-0 lead for Medford against the West Coast Kings. Let's send it down for the 7th inning stretch.
Sports Bar and Grill, and if you were, I highly recommend their deep fried pickles. They are awesome.
You know you make me wanna keep my hands up, throw my hands up, throw my hands back. Come on now, don't forget to say you will. Don't forget to say yeah, 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 yeah. Say it right now, baby.
And the tradition continues at Harry and David Field, the playing of the 7th inning stretch, but also the playing of shouts, an Oregon tradition like no other. Brian Woods back with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. Bottom half of inning number 7 we go. From Harry and David Field, Logan Macy leads off the inning. Ground ball to up the middle, scooped up by the second baseman. Cord the throw to first base, and the throw is on the money for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out to begin the bottom half of inning number 7. Bases empty, 1 out. 5-0 lead for the Medford Rogues against the West Coast Kings. It's 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Rogues. Logan Macy, followed by Kian Sanchez and Chris Ortiz. Rogues so far tonight have done a pretty good job offensively. 5 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 errors for the West Coast Kings. Like what you're seeing so far tonight by the Rogues offense, Kian Sanchez has reached on base all 3 times. First pitch, this is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Sanchez, the right-handed batter, gets into the box for his 4th AB. Singled and doubled in the 2nd and in the 4th inning. Davis Morris delivers. 1-0. Fastball finds the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kian singled and scored in the 2nd, doubled and came around and scored in the 4th inning. And then the 5th inning was intentionally walked. 1-1. Misses upstairs, 2 balls and 1 strike. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard that's brought to you by Kramer Cabinets. It's a 5-4 lead for Solano in the bottom half of the 5th. 2-1, hits down the air, right field going back as Porter. That ball's going to sail over his head, clang off the Fox 26 sign in right field. Rounding first, but drops the anchor at second base as Kian Sanchez. It's a 1-out double for the Rogues. Kian Sanchez gets his 2nd double of the evening, and the Rogues offense is back to business. That is a big hit for Kian Sanchez. You like what you're doing if you are the Rogues in that offense. So 1 on, 1 out, 5-0 lead for Medford against the West Coast Kings. Here's the catcher, Chris Ortiz. 0 for 2 if a hit by pitch tonight. First pitch, fastball finds the outside corner, strike 1. Chris Ortiz tonight, hit by pitch in the 2nd, came around to third base, but was left stranded. Morris sets up on that first base side. Strike 1 pitch, line drive right to the shortstop, Altamura. And Altamura secures it for the 2nd out of the inning. So 1 on, 2 outs. We are on the bottom of 7. 5-0 lead for Medford against the West Coast Kings. Here is the 6-hitter, Jonathan Walsh. Actually, my apologies. It's Quentin Olson replacing Jonathan Walsh tonight. Quentin Olson goes to work now for his first AB. Quentin Olson replaces Walsh in the outfield. We'll see where he'll end up in the 8th inning. First offering. Fastball misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Quentin Olson at the dish for the Rogues. 250 hitter so far this season. 4 doubles, 1 triple. Guy's been a lot of fun to watch so far this season. I know his family is in attendance. 1-0, hits down in the air, right center field. That drops down for a hit. Rounding third, speeding towards home as Kian Sanchez trucks towards the plate. He scores standing up. RBI single off the bat of Quentin Olson. Rogues offense leads, finds another way to capitalize once again. It's a 6-0 lead for Medford. All of 2 outs, the Rogues offense capitalizing and securing. So 1 on, 2 outs, 6-0 lead for Medford. Here is the right-handed batter, Chance Flores. First pitch, breaking ball, misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Chance tonight in the 7th spot, has reached on base once. Did ground into a double play in his first AB. Throw over to first base, chases back Quentin Olson. Still 1 ball and no strikes. And it has been that fun evening so far. 6 runs across on 7 hits. 1-0 pitch, fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. Chance grounded into a 6-4-3 twin killing in the 2nd. Reached on an E9 in the 4th. Did drive in a run in that instance. Struck out in the 6th inning. A ball and a strike. Swing and a miss on the curveball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So if Solano hangs on to take down Lincoln, that would open up the door. That would definitely make it a little bit easier for the Rogues' sake heading to the final weekend of the regular season. 1-2, misses outside, and the count goes square. But if you're the Rogues, just got to take care of yourselves, take care of your business, and more importantly, have fun. 2-2, runner goes. Hits down the air, right center field. That is going to drop down for a hit in the right center. Rounding third, speeding towards home was Quentin Olson. He jogs towards home plate. It's an RBI double off the bat of Chance Flores. So an RBI single off the bat of Quentin Olson, an RBI double off the bat of Chance Flores. And the Rogues offense leads by a touchdown against the West Coast Kings, a 7-0 lead for Medford. So 1 on, 2 outs, bottom half of inning number 7. Here's the right fielder, Diego Grabiel. The left-handed batter goes to work now. Rogues offense capitalizing once again. First offering off the end of the bat. Slow roller toward first, picked up by the first baseman, Voigt. And Voigt steps on the square in time for out number 3. 2 runs come across for the Rogues on 3 hits. No errors, but 1 left. Chance Flores left on at second base, but the Rogues offense is rolling in the final home game of this 2026 campaign. It's Aces on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Planning to move? Choose Pods, the most awarded container moving company. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Pods brings the container to you. Keep it as long as you like and pack at your own pace. When you're ready, we'll take it to your new home or store it at a secure pod storage center until you need it. And best of all, you don't have to do the driving. Trust Pods with your next move. Book at pods.com today.
Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. A tradition lives on at Harry and David Field. Jackson Boone singing Sweet Caroline at the ballpark. A great crowd on hand for the final home game of this 2026 campaign. Medford leading by a touchdown, 7-0 against the West Coast Kings in the series finale of this 3-game set. Final home game of this 2026 campaign. And the Rogues are firing on all cylinders. 7 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Rogues. No runs, 2 hits, 2 errors for the West Coast Kings. Rogues return to the bullpen once again on this Thursday evening. Caleb Randolph gets an opportunity to pitch in relief. This pitching change tonight and all season long brought to you by K2BL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. Hayden Kendrick goes 1 inning on the hill, gives up 1 hit, no runs, no errors, no walks, did not strike out anybody. Caleb Randolph faces 6, 7, 8 in the West Coast Kings batting order. Tyrus Voigt leads off the inning, followed by Zach Altamura and Josh Buffalo. Caleb Randolph goes to work. Infield is playing deep for the Rogues. Randolph sets up on that first base side of the rubber. And the first pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. Tyrus Voigt at the dish, 0 for 1 off a walk tonight. Tyrus struck out in the second. Right-handed batter facing the righty, Caleb Randolph. Caleb sets up on that first base side of the rubber. Randolph sets, and the strike 1 pitch. Fastball misses up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Kramer Cabinets. It is tied up at 5 between Lincoln and Solano in the bottom half of inning number 5, so a crucial game in the Sacramento Valley. We'll keep our eye on that score throughout the whole entire evening. Ball and a strike to the righty, Tyrus Voigt. One, elevated, ball 2. Voigt, in his last AB, drew a walk in the 5th and actually got the second base, but was left stranded. Infield is playing deep for the Rogues. Outfield playing deep and straight away. Evan Saito a couple of steps into right center. 2-1. Fastball misses low and out. 3 balls, 1 strike. Caleb Randolph got a haircut this week. Randolph, guy who's saying, I got to cut the hair because it was getting sweaty. He was like, I got to cut the hair. And Caleb Randolph trying to find a way to get that first out of the 8th inning. Zach Altamura waits on deck for the Kings. 3-1 from the righty. Fouls it off to the screen, and the count fills. Rogues back in action tomorrow against the Humboldt Crabs. 7 p.m. first pitch will get going at 6:40 for the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show in the Arcata Ballpark. Count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Randolph sets and delivers. 3-2, hits that in the air. Right field, Diego Grabillon on the run. That ball is going to drop down for a hit. Karams off the Regency sign in right field. Rounding second, digs for 3 is Tyrus Voigt. And Tyrus Voigt drops the anchor at third base. It's a lead-off triple for the first baseman for the West Coast Kings. It's the first hit for the West Coast Kings since the 7th inning. So back-to-back innings, the Kings get a base runner on. So 1 on, nobody out. We are on the top of 8. Here's a shortstop, Zach Altamura. Altamura tonight 1 for 2 at the dish. 7-0 lead for Medford against the West Coast Kings. Final home game of this 2026 campaign. Altamura, the right-handed batter, faces the righty Caleb Randolph. First one, swing and a miss, strike 1 on the fastball. I like that pitch by Caleb Randolph. I know Caleb's grandmother's listening right now. She made the team baked goods, made the team chocolate chip cookies and brownies throughout the season. Thank you to her. No balls and 1 strike. Fastball, taps it foul down the first base side. Quickly in the hole, 0-2. Altamura struck out in the 3rd inning, singled in the 5th, was victim of the 4-6-3 twin killing. Altamura gets back in the batter's box. Wind is blowing into right center. Center fielder Evan Saito playing way into right center. No balls and 2 strikes from Caleb Randolph. And the pitch. Fastball, called strike 3 on the outside corner. Altamura down on strikes. First strikeout victim for Caleb Randolph tonight. Caleb Randolph having a nice night so far after giving up that triple. Gets the strikeout for the first out of the inning. 1 on, 1 out. We are on the top of 8. 7-0 lead for the Medford Rogues against the West Coast Kings. Here's the DH man, Josh Buffalo. Buffalo tonight 0 for 2 at the dish. Final game of this 3-game set between the two programs. Caleb Randolph sets up on that first base side. First pitch, fastball elevated. 1 ball, no strikes. Buffalo starting for the first time in the series. Buffalo had an AB back in the 9th inning in yesterday's game. 1 ball and no strikes upcoming. And the pitch. Curveball misses low and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Buffalo tonight grounded out to the second baseman Travis Finney in the 3rd. Had 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0. Fastball swing and a miss, strike 1. Good pitch. Caleb Randolph making it look easy. Runner at third is Tyrus Voigt. He's there because of a leadoff triple. New batter waits on deck for the West Coast Kings. 2 balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and the count goes square. You like that pitch if you are Caleb Randolph. Two and 2 from Caleb Randolph. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Buffalo down on strikes. Back-to-back Ks for Caleb Randolph. And Caleb Randolph feeling confident after giving up the leadoff triple to begin the inning. So now head coach Kevin Olmstead gets out of the dugout, walks the talk with Caleb Randolph. And the new batter for the West Coast Kings is James Hartman. He'll be replacing E.J. Cord at second base. So that brings in the whole entire infield. This pause the action is brought to you by our good friends at Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings, even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix, Gold Hill, and our newest location in Eagle Point. Locally owned and operated, a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. Lights are turned on at the ballpark. 7-0 lead for Medford against the West Coast Kings. Final game of this 3-game set. You think about what this team has done so far tonight. Rogues have answered the call throughout the whole entire evening. And if you are Medford, this is a big inning right now to find a way to silence the bats of the Kings. James Hartman replaces E.J. Cord tonight. E.J. Cord did reach on base twice in his 2 at-bats. 7-0 lead for the Rogues against the West Coast Kings. Final home game of this 2026 campaign. Rogues on the road tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. First pitch. Curveball misses low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Hartman has been a fixture in this lineup for the West Coast Kings. Hartman was in the 8-hole in Tuesday night's game. Did reach on base 3 times. 1-0. Fastball. Clips the inside corner. Strike 1. Did reach on a fielder's choice and had a pair of singles in that game on Tuesday. Trying to provide a little bit of offense. Runner at third base. That's Tyrus Voigt. He's there because of a leadoff triple. Infield is playing deep for the Rogues. Outfield playing deep and straight away. Evan Saito playing into right center. A ball and a strike upcoming. Swing and a miss on the fastball. Like that pitch by Caleb Randolph once again. John Bullock waits on deck. Actually, my apologies. It is a new batter in there. Bubba Martinez waits on deck for the time being. 1 and 2 from Caleb Randolph. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Caleb Randolph strikes out the side. A crucial strikeout for the young man from Central Point. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. Tyrus Voigt left on at third base, but the Rogues find a way to work around the leadoff basement runner of Tyrus Voigt. We head to the bottom half of inning number 8 right after this. Due up for the Rogues in the inning. It's Diego Grabiel, Travis Finney, and back to the top of the order with Evan Saito. 7-0 Medford. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. After the game is over, are you looking for more Medford Rogues content? Plank Talk is the official podcast of the Medford Rogues. Hi, this is Brian Welch, the voice of your Rogues. Join me every week as we talk with the players, front office staff, and special guests along the way. Plank Talk drops every week during the season on the same channel you watch the Rogues. We will see you for Plank Talk. As always, go Rogues. Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Green CN Medford Airport at roguegreencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Check out our newest location, our Take and Bake food trailer in Eagle Point. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. We go from Harry and David Field. 7-0 lead for Medford against the West Coast Kings. It's 9-1-2 due up for the Rogues. Travis Finney leads off the inning, followed by Evan Saito and Jackson Rosenthal. 1 ball and no strikes to Travis Finney. Finney tonight reaching on base 2 times. 1-0 pitch. Slider misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Finney struck out in the 3rd inning for the first out of the inning. Singled in the 5th. Got the third base. Was left strand, drew a walk, and came around and scored in the 6th inning. 2-0, ground ball to the right side, gobbled up by the first baseman Voigt. Voigt speeds the pillow, and he beats out Travis Finney. 3 unassisted for the first out of the inning. Base is empty, 1 out. We are on the bottom of 8. We go back to the top of the order. It's Evan Saito. Gets his 5th AB of the evening. 1 for 3 at the dish. Actually, 2 for 4, rather. 2 for 4 at the dish. Rogues offense, keeping the offense moving. 7-0 lead. It is a conversation between the battery mates for the West Coast Kings, Davis Morris and Miyamoto. There's my apologies. Caleb Hendricks is behind the dish, replacing Miyamoto. So it is a conversation between Davis Moore and Hendricks. That concludes. Infield is playing deep for the West Coast Kings. 7-0 lead for Medford. Final game of this 3-game set. You like what you're doing if you are the Rogues. This is a big inning right now. We talked about big innings, but you definitely want to get this one across the finish line. The thing is that Evan Saito is 1 away from tying it, 2 away from taking sole possession of the stolen base season high record. 1 ball and 1 strike, or 1 ball and no strikes rather in the pitch. 1-0, ground ball to the right side, scooped up by the first baseman Voigt. Voigt steps on the square in time for out number 2. 3 unassisted for the second out of the inning. 2 up and 2 down in the 8th inning. 7-0 lead for Medford. Here's the 2-hitter, Jackson Rosenthal. But it is a new batter. Carlos Morales takes over. Carlos Morales will try to find a way to extend the inning. And it is a new outfielder replacing Miles Clayton. It is Rayshawn Priest. Rayshawn Priest replaces Clayton in center field. Sorry about that. We are at the bottom of the 8th. 7-0 lead for the Rogues against the West Coast Kings. Carlos Morales digs in. Rayshawn Priest in center field. First pitch. Fastball finds the outside corner. Strike one. Carlos Morales at the dish for the Rogues. A .500 hitter. Has an RBI to his credit. Has a double as well. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Strike two. We'll see what the home plate umpire says. Morales gets out of the batter's box, climbs back in. Swing and a miss. Strike three. And Carlos Morales is down on strikes for the third and final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Rogues go in order 1, 2, 3. We head to the 9th inning right after this. Final call for the West Coast Kings. Medford 7, West Coast Kings nothing. And more after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Green CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Green CN Medford Airport at roguegreencn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3- and 4-bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet-friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. Final call for the West Coast Kings in the top half of inning number 9. It's a touchdown lead for Medford, 7-0 Rogues. Happy to have you aboard wherever you may be tuning in for the final home game of this 2026 campaign. It's 1, 2, and 3 due up for the West Coast Kings. Boa Martinez leads off the inning, followed by Blake Porter and Miles Clayton. Will actually be Rayshawn Priest. Rayshawn Priest will be in the 3 spot. And a new pitcher is on the hill for the Rogues. Talk about him. Will Salahar wearing those neon shoes. First pitch misses low. 1 ball, no strikes. This pitching change tonight and all season long. Brought to you by our good friends at KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. 1 ball and no strikes. Fastball misses up and out. 2 balls, no strikes. Boba Martinez at the dish. Martinez saw some time in the series. Saw some time in yesterday's game. 2 balls and no strikes. Fouls off the slider, right side, strike 1. You think about how this team has handled itself throughout this whole entire week. Rogues keeping their eye on the prize. Salahar sets up on that first base side of the rubber. 2-1. Swing and a miss on the off speed. And the count goes even. Well, Salahar this season for the Rogues, 6 appearances so far, 7 innings on the hill. ERA at 2.57, 1 win, no losses, no saves, 8 strikeouts, 5 walks in 2026. 2-2. Line drive, left field, tracking it down is the left footer Quentin Olson. That drops right in front of him. And it is a leadoff single for Boba Martinez to begin the 9th inning. So 1 on. Nobody out. We are in the 9th inning. 7-0 lead for Medford. Here is the 2-hitter. Here's Blake Porter for his first AB of the, actually, my apologies, his 4th AB of the night. Rogues middle infield. Travis Finney is in the infield. Daniel Berman is at short. Sets up on that first base side of the rubber is Will Salahar. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike one on the fastball. Porter tonight hitless. Grounded out to the pitcher, Jaden Neugebauer in the first, struck out in the fourth. Grounded out to Jaden again in the sixth inning. Jaden Neugebauer tonight going 6 innings on the hill, striking out 6 batters. Strike one pitch. Fastball hits it in the air, right field. Diego Grabiel going to give chase. That lands just in the West Coast Kings bullpen. In the hole, 0-2 is Blake Porter. Salahar glances at first base. He waits, glances again, fires the 0-2. Chopper to the first base side, glove by Anthony Thomas Jr., the first baseman, throws it over to second base and gets him out. So it's officially 3-6 on the force out at second base. So Bobo Martinez forced out at second. So Blake Porter reaches on a fielder's choice. So it is Anthony Thomas Jr. at first base in his natural habitat. Guy who normally catches but also plays a little bit of first base.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for the
It is Rayshawn Priest.
Rayshawn Priest.
So 1 on, 1 out. So it is Berman at short, Finney at second, Anthony Thomas Jr. at first base. First pitch. Breaking ball, finds the top third, strike one. Rogues middle infield can definitely turn 2 to get out of the inning and get the brooms out and sweep the West Coast Kings. Final home game of this 2026 campaign. Rogues going to try to put a bow on this one. Strike one pitch, fouled off, right side in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Rayshawn Priest came in during the bottom half of the 8th as an outfielder. Priest gets his first AB. Priest was in the lineup yesterday, was in the 9 spot. Caleb Hendricks waits on deck, 0-2. Fouls off the breaking ball, goes to the left side. So it is Chance Flores at third, Daniel Berman at short, Travis Finney stays at second base, Anthony Thomas Jr. at first. It's Olsen in left, Saito in center, Rabiel in right. Salahar sets up on that first base side of the rubber. And the 0-2. Slider. Chris Ortiz tracks it down. Wanted to throw it over to first base, but elected not to. 1-2 to the righty. Stay tuned for the Rogues postgame show. Get a chance to take a listen to the highlights, pick our player of the game, take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, and take a run through the whole entire Pacific Empire League standings. 1-2. Slider misses up and in the count goes square. A fun night at the ballpark, beautiful evening, and of course a Chamber of Commerce sunset. Count is square, and the pitch. 2-2, misses up and out, and the count fills. Rogues back on the road tomorrow, 7 p.m. first pitch from the Arcata Ballpark. It is a 6:40 first pitch. Or 6:40 for the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show, I should say. Rogues will have to get 2 wins in the hostile territory of the Arcata Ballpark. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss on the slider. Priest down on strikes. 2 down, 1 to go in the 9th inning. 7-0 lead for Medford, and right now, if you are the Rogues, you like what you're doing tonight. The final hope for the West Coast Kings is Caleb Hendricks. Hendricks grounded into a 1-6-3 twin killing back in the 7th. He's 0 for 1 tonight. First one. Swings and fouls it off, rolls to the backstop. Strike one. Jim McAniven waits on deck for the West Coast Kings just in case. But in a game where it's been the Rogues offense has had its moments. Strike one pitch. Slider. And he hits. Caleb Hendricks tosses the bat towards first. And he does take his base. Puts runners at first and second to extend the game. So a hit by pitch by Hendricks puts him at first. Blake Porter heads to second base. 2 on, 2 out, 7-0 lead for the Rogues in the top half of inning number 9. Here is the 5-hitter, the third baseman, Jim McAniven. The right-handed batter goes to work right now. Rogues infield not going to hold the runner. Caleb Hendricks at first base. Anthony Thomas Jr. playing off the bag. First pitch. Fastball misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. McAniven tonight 0 for 3 at the dish. Flied out to left field in the second. Ground out to Jay Neugebauer in the 5th. Flied out to Diego Rabiel to right field in the 7th. 1-0 popped up in the air. First base side. Anthony Thomas Jr. gives chase, but watches it go. A long strike 1. Wind is blowing into right field. Ball and a strike upcoming. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And the West Coast Kings are down to their final strike. Runners at first and second. Porter at second. Hendricks at first base. Salahar sets up on the first base side of the rubber. Sits up on the middle rather. 1-2. Hits that in the air, right center field. That is going to drop down for a hit. Rounding third, racing towards home is Porter, and Porter scores easily. It's an RBI single off the bat, Jim McAniven, and it's the first run across in the game for the West Coast Kings. So Hendricks advances the third. McAniven with a RBI single makes it a 7-1 lead for the Medford Rogues. Puts runners at the corners, 2 on, 2 outs. Final hope for the Kings still at the dish. It is Tyrus Voigt. Tyrus Voigt gets into the box for his 4th trip of the evening. 1 for 2 so far for walk tonight. And an evening where it's been the Rogues offense has been the dominant story. The pitching staff's been pretty fun to watch as well. Will Salahar trying to get it across the finish line. First pitch, fastball elevated. 1 ball, no strikes. Once again, stay tuned for the Rogues post-game show. Get a chance to listen to the highlights, pick our player of the game, and as well, get a chance to take a look at the scoreboard, out-of-town scoreboard, and the standings. 1 ball and no strikes. Fastball misses low. 2 balls, no strikes. And now Nick Berger, the pitching coach for the Rogues, steps out of the dugout just to reassure Will Salahar. It's a conversation between Nick Berger, Chris Ortiz, and the pitcher, Will Salahar. This pause the action is brought to you by our good friends at Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings, even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix, Gold Hill, and our newest location in Eagle Point. Locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. Runners at the corners, 2 out, 7-1 lead for Medford. And it is a 2-0 count to the first baseman, Tyrus Voigt. You don't want to open the door for the Kings in this part of the game. And a night where the crowd has been in it throughout the whole entire night. Looking to put a cherry on top of this ice cream sundae this evening. And now the music has to be turned down, says the home plate umpire, Chris Bevan. Salahar sets up on the middle of the rubber, the 2-0. Fastball misses outside of ball 3. Nobody active in that Rogues bullpen. They might get somebody active right now. They are getting an arm loose. They start running to the bullpen. 3-0. Fastball finds the inside third, strike 1. Voigt tonight struck out in the second, drew a walk in the 5th, got the second base, was left stranded there. Tripled in the 8th, with left stranded at third base. Caleb Randolph worked around him. 3-1 from Will Salahar. Fastball misses up and out, ball 4. Tyrus Voigt takes first, and he loads the bases. So bases loaded, 2 outs. Rogues trying to limit the damage. Here's Zach Altamura. Altamura tonight 1 for 3 at the dish. One run across on 2 hits in this inning. And now Chris Ortiz goes talks with Will Salahar. Nick Berger, the pitching coach, looking at the bullpen, trying to see if the Rogues can get an arm loosened up just in case this game gets hairy. So Chris Ortiz has a conversation with Will Salahar. That conversation concludes. Downtown Scoreboard brought to you by Kramer Cabinets. It's currently tied up at 5 between Solano and Lincoln. It's in the 7th inning. Something has to give. And the Rogues are trying to get Matty Ibrahim Jr. loose. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Salahar's first pitch. Swing and a miss on the slider to the righty. Zach Altamura. Altamura tonight struck out in the 3rd. The righty waits the strike one pitch from the southpaw. Will Salahar sets up on that first base side of the rubber. He's been doing that since he started pitching while growing up in Arizona. Strike one pitch, gets away from Chris Ortiz. Chris Ortiz tracks it down. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rogues bullpen is getting active. Kings cover all the bags. Hendricks at 3rd, McNeven at 2nd, Voigt at first base. Ball and strike. Slider misses inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Rogues bullpen trying to get hurried. Two and 1. Slider finds the inside corner, and the West Coast Kings are down to their final strike. We said this once before. Can Will Salahar seal the deal? Deuce is wild. Kings cover all the bags. Salahar sets up on the middle of the rubber, fires the 2-2. Breaking ball, misses outside, and the count runs full. And the Rogues faithful not happy with the strike zone. Chris Bevan called that a strike a couple of innings ago. You don't want to walk in a run in this situation. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Runner goes, swing and a miss, strike 3. Rogues hang on, and they get the brooms out, and they sweep the West Coast Kings back to California, and the Rogues close out the home portion of the 2026 campaign in style of a 7-1 victory against the West Coast Kings. Rogues get the job done on 7 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. For the West Coast Kings, 1 run, 5 hits, and 2 errors. Medford improves to 27-11 overall on the season, 14-8 in Pacific Empire League action, and the West Coast Kings drop to 20-22 overall on the season, 7-17 in Pacific Empire League action. One of the craziest, you think about it, bases loaded, Will Salahar handling the pressure, and the Rogues have the opportunity to find a way to get the job done tonight. Sets them up for a great weekend down in the Redwood Curtain of California for the start of a 3-game set tomorrow against the Humboldt Crabs. And the handshake line for the one final time at home in this 2026 campaign. Rogues in their favorite jerseys, the patriotic red, white, and blues. And think about what the Rogues have done this season. The postseason hopes are still alive. How about the Rogues tonight? And the handshake line still continues. We'll keep it here before we throw it to commercial for the post-game show. But the Rogues give a round of applause, and they clap to their fans one final time in 2026. Head coach Kevin Olmstead says this team is special, and this team is special. And it's all because of you, the fans. 7-1 the final. Medford gets the job done against the West Coast Kings. When we come right back after this, we have the Rogues postgame show for you. The Rogues get the brooms out against the West Coast Kings. More after this on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking for a place that actually feels like home? Check out Oak Ridge Estates in Phoenix, Oregon. This manufactured home community is selling brand new 3 and 4 bedroom homes with everything ready for you. A full kitchen appliance package, private carports, extra storage, and fresh landscaping all included. It is a whole vibe, pet friendly, all ages, and packed with perks like a saltwater pool, hot tub, fitness center, playground, and clubhouse. Stop by 300 Lumen Road or call 541-535-6227 to book your tour today. Discover your place to call home at Oak Ridge Estates. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Check out our newest location, our Take and Bake food trailer in Eagle Point. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues baseball. Rogue CN Medford Airport is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It's the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue CN Medford Airport is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue CN Medford Airport at roguegreenscn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
Planning to move? Choose Pods, the most awarded container moving company. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Pods brings the container to you. Keep it as long as you like and pack at your own pace. When you're ready, we'll take it to your new home or store it at a secure Pod storage center until you need it. And best of all, you don't have to do the driving. Trust Pods with your next move. Book at pods.com today.
Discover the Life Plan community in the heart of the Rogue Valley. Here, your days are filled with opportunities to express yourself, engage your mind and body, and share your life with great new friends. You can connect, grow, and thrive. Our hilltop location is near world-class vineyards, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and the Brit Music and Arts Festival. Rogue Valley Manor, Southern Oregon's premier life plan community.
It is a great night to be a Medford Rogue in the Rogue Valley. Medford caps off the home portion of this 2026 campaign with a 7-1 sweep against the West Coast Kings. Hi everybody, my name is Brian Welch, the Rogue Streaming Network. Happy to have you aboard wherever you may be tuning in, and welcome to the Rogues postgame show. Rogues complete a 3-game sweep, 7-1 the final. Rogues offense found ways to capitalize throughout the whole entire evening, and the Rogues are going to try to carry that momentum into the Arcata Ballpark tomorrow for a 7 p.m. first pitch against the Humboldt Crabs. But tonight, it was the Rogues offense that found ways to capitalize. Take a look at the final line score, then we'll take a look at the highlights. Final line score for the Rogues, 7 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. West Coast Kings, 1 run, 5 hits, and 2 errors. Rogues offense found ways to capitalize throughout the whole entire evening, and you heard it from head coach Kevin Olmstead touch on this in our one-on-one conversation during the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. In the first 2 games of this series, it was the West Coast Kings scoring 6 runs in the first, 4 runs on Tuesday, 2 runs last night, and they went in order 1, 2, 3 in the first. by courtesy of Jan Neugebauer. He had a big night, had a huge night on the hill. Talk about him throughout the whole entire part of the highlight portion. Rogues went in order 1-2-3 in the first inning as well. 1-2-3 went the Kings in the top half of inning number 2. It was 6 up and 6 down for Jan Neugebauer. Bottom half of inning number 2. Rogues got a run across on the double play, 6-4-3 double play, but a run came across for Kian Sanchez. Kian Sanchez scored from third base. It was a 1-0 lead for the Rogues after the second inning. In the top half of inning number 3, it was E.J. Cord who got aboard with a hit by pitch, but could not do anything with that. He was left stranded at first base. Bottom half of inning number 3, Rogues went in order 1-2-3. Top half of inning number 4. At this moment, Jan Neugebauer had 5 strikeouts. Make it 6 strikeouts with the Chico native.
0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3 on the slider. 6 strikeouts of the evening for Jaden Neugebauer tonight. 2 up and 2 down in the top half of inning number 4.
That was a big strikeout for Jaden Neugebauer throughout the whole entire evening. In the bottom half of inning number 4, Logan Macy got aboard with a walk. Kian Sanchez found a way to get another hit in this game.
A ball and a strike upcoming. 1-1, hits down the air, right field, tracking it out as Porter can't make the play, sails over his head, rounding second, digging for 3 is Logan Macy, and the stop signs put up by head coach Kevin Olmstead. It's a double off the bat of Kian Sanchez.
That put runners at second and third. A sac fly in the next at-bat from Chris Ortiz made it a 2-0 lead for the Rogues. And then an E9 off the bat of Chance Flores drove in Kian Sanchez. It was a 3-0 lead for Medford after the 4th inning. Top half of inning number 5 we went. And it was, think about, a double play can change the whole entire game. How about 1 of 3 double plays turned by the Rogues tonight? Here's the first one, turned by the middle infield from Logan Macy and Travis Finney.
Right against right, sets up on that first base side. The rubber is Neugebauer, the 1-2. Line ground ball to the right side, picked up by Travis Finney, underhanded over to second for 1. The throw to first base, in time. 4-6-3 twin killing. Travis Finney with the acrobatic play gets the Rogues out of the jam.
Rogues were in a jam, but a 4-6-3 twin killing got them out of that jam. The top half of inning number 5. Rogues had runners on, covering all the bags, but could not capitalize in the 5th inning. Top half of inning number 6. And how about the Rogues turning another double play? It's been a lethal combination of Travis Finney and Logan Macy.
Small lead for E.J. Cord at first base. Chance Flores holding the runner. A ball and a strike. Ground ball pulled to the right side, picks it up as Travis Finney tosses it over second for 1. Macy throws it over to first base. Double play turned once again. 4-6-3 twin killing. Second double play turn tonight by the Rogues middle infield. And that wipes off the leadoff man, E.J. Cord.
And that was a crucial double play turned by the Rogues. It was quickly 2 outs and the base is empty. How about Jaden Neugebauer finding a way to get that third and final out?
Line drive right to Jaden Neugebauer, and Jaden Neugebauer gets the third and final out of the inning. Crazy plays defensively tonight for the final home game of this 2026 campaign.
Crazy plays indeed for the Rogues defensively tonight, finding ways to turn double plays and having that hot shot right to Jan Neugebauer to close the book on the top half of inning number 6. Bottom half of inning number 6, it was Jonathan Walsh who got aboard with a hit by pitch. Chance Flores struck out. Diego Grabiel grounded out. Travis Finney drew a walk, and Evan Saito knew what to do when he saw this pitch.
Field playing deep for the West Coast Kings. 1-2. Hits down the air, left center field. That drops down for a hit. 1 runs in, rounding third, speeding towards home is Travis Finney. It's a 2-run single off the bat of Evan Saito, and it's a 5-0 lead for the Rogues.
that was a critical hit for the Rogues offense. Definitely trying to find ways to separate in this game. It was a 5-0 lead for the Rogues heading into the 7th inning. It was a leadoff single off the bat of Miles Clayton, but Hayden Kendrick wanted to join in on the fun with turning another double play. How about the third double play turned tonight by the Rogues?
Of us in Medford, strike one pitch. Off the end of the bat, come back to Hayden Kendrick, throws over to second for Macy, throws it over to first base in time. Third double play turn tonight, 1-6-3. Wipes off Miles Clayton at second base, leadoff man.
And that was a crucial double play turn by the Rogues in the 7th inning, bottom half of the 7th. It was Logan Macy who grounded out to the second baseman corner, but Kian Sanchez, guy who had a single and a double, how about another hit for Kian tonight?
In the bottom half of the 5th, 2-1, hits down the air, right field going back as Porter. That ball's going to sail over his head, clang off the Fox 26 sign in right field, rounding first, but drops the anchor at second base as Kian Sanchez. It's a 1-out double for the Rogues.
Think about how this team has played so far tonight. Couple of batters later, Quentin Olson replacing Jonathan Walsh in left field found a way to get a hit in tonight's ballgame.
1-0, hits down the air, right center field. That drops down for a hit. Rounding third, speeding towards home as Kian Sanchez trucks towards the plate. He scores standing up. RBI single off the bat of Quentin Olson.
Rogues offense found a way to capitalize once again. How about Chance Flores with a hit and getting on base for the second time tonight?
2-2, runner goes. Hits down the air, right center field. That is going to drop down for a hit in the right center. Rounding third, speeding towards home was Quentin Olson. He jogs towards home plate. It's an RBI double off the bat of Chance Flores.
And that was the offense for the Rogues tonight, getting 1 run across in the second, 2 runs across in the fourth, 2 runs across in the 6th, and in the 7th inning. In the top half of inning number 8, Caleb Randolph came in, gave up a leadoff triple from Tyrus Voigt, but struck out the side soon after. Bottom half of inning number 8, Rogues went in order 1, 2, 3 as well. Top half of inning number 9, West Coast Kings got a runner across, but Will Salahar found a way to sneak out of the inning. Pair of strikeouts for him in relief, and also found a way to shut the door on the Kings. Kings left the bases loaded to close out the series in the Rogue Valley. Fun one tonight in Medford. Medford improves to 27-11 overall on the season, 14-8 in Pacific Empire League action. West Coast Kings dropped 20-22 overall on the season, 7-17 in Pacific Empire League action. Very fun night at the ballpark. Plenty of candidates for player of the game. You know what? I picked Preston Daniels earlier this week. He handled himself really well with 5 2/3 innings on the hill in relief, and that was a critical situation. That might be the play of the series. If you think about it, if Preston Daniels does not get that second and third out in the first inning, that is a definite momentum change for the West Coast Kings. But Preston Daniels handled himself well. But how about this? A guy who got the start, his first start of 2026, went 6 innings on the hill, striking out 6 batters. Jan Neugebauer is our player of the game tonight. And you think about it, defense wins championships, that old adage. And this Rogue squad has done a pretty good job with starting pitching this week. Can they keep it up down in the Redwood Curtain for game 1 of the 3-game set tomorrow against the Humboldt Crabs? We'll have that for you tomorrow at 7 p.m. We'll get going at 6:40 for the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. But Jaden Neugebauer is our player of the game tonight. Rogues offense looking pretty good. The Rogues defense looking really stellar as well. You can think about what happened tonight with those 3 double plays turned in the game. You like what the Rogues did, and this team is playing with some competitiveness, and they're playing with some fire on this final week of the regular season. Let's take a look at the Out-of-Town scoreboard and the standings. That's brought to you by our good friends at Kramer Cabinets. One other game going on in the league. It's Lincoln and Solano. They've been trading blows back and forth throughout the whole entire night. Lincoln leads 6-5 against Solano. That's currently in the bottom half of inning number 7, so keep an eye on that scoreboard throughout the whole entire evening. So take a look at the standing now. That's brought to you by Kramer Cabinets. Healdsburg's idle tonight. They are 18-6 overall on the season. Medford improves to 14-8 overall on the season. Question is, Lincoln, with them, whatever happens, that's going to be interesting to see. Will they be moved up in the standings? Humboldt is 11-11. They're off today. They'll be back at it tomorrow against the Rogues. West Coast Kings fall to 7-17 overall in the season. Mudcats might make it interesting. They are out of playoff contention, so they can definitely play spoiler tonight against the Potters down in McBean. But it's all dependent to see what's going to transpire down at McBean Park in the Sacramento Valley. But a fun one tonight in the Rogue Valley. Final home game of this 2026 campaign goes to the Rogues, a 7-1 victory against the West Coast Kings. And you think about it, all the memories throughout this whole entire 2026 season, and this is a tight group, and this team definitely wants to play baseball next week. If the Rogues can find a way to punch their ticket to the postseason, that'll be their first time being in the postseason since they were in the Great West League in 2017. Where were you at in 2017? They have an opportunity to host a playoff game in 2017. Last time they were in the postseason in general, that was in 2019, way before COVID. So a long time since the last time these Rogues were in the postseason. That was a totally different Rogue squad way back in the day. But can this 2026 Rogue squad keep writing history? We'll find out tomorrow. 6:40 for the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show, 7 p.m. for the first pitch from the Arcata Ballpark. Special thanks to everybody that makes a difference here at Harry and David Field from our support staff. That's at the top with Dave May, Jeff Weiss, everybody that works in the press box with Greg Roberts, BG Gould, Ian, who runs our music, our Ryder, our guy who's doing the Presto Stats, that's being able to have that online for us, and for everyone from the beer garden, from the Double Play Beer House, downstairs at the concession stand, of course, in the merch building, down that first base side. It takes a village, and it's a big village, and it's a fun village to be a part of with this Medford Rogues organization. Special thanks to every person that makes a difference in this Medford Rogues organization. Hopefully we'll have one more home game in this 2026 campaign. Don't forget this weekend that it is the Oregon State American Legion Tournament at Harry and David Field. So come out and support the Legion teams. The Mustangs will be playing this week. The Roseburg Dr. Stewarts will be playing as well. And I think Eugene will be in the tournament, so it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of fun at the ballpark. So you could probably watch some of the Legion games during the day and then go back to your home and watch, or you probably do the same thing, watch the Legion tournament here at Harry and David Field and have the Rogues game on your phone while our games are going on down the road at the Arcata Ballpark. But that will do it for us. From the Rogue Valley, final home game of this 2026 season goes to the Rogues, a 7-1 victory for the Rogues against the West Coast Kings. But for everyone that has put this broadcast together, Brian Woach saying goodbye. Have a good evening. Being the final score from Harry and David Field in Medford, Oregon. Medford gets the brooms out, a 7-1 victory against the West Coast Kings to cap off the home portion of this 2026 campaign. We'll see you tomorrow at 6:40 for the Awesome Pool Guy on Deck show. Thank you so much for watching and listening to Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. So long, everybody, from